Okay, chat. So this is my scientific dilemma that I've got here. So last time we talked about the difference between shallow cultivation, which is, oh, it's not here. Regular cultivation, which is this one right here, and deep cultivation. Now, no, and direct drilling is what we were gonna do. So what we've done is we've cultivated this field here with a shallow cultivator. This is our biggest field. This one's been done with a shallow cultivator. Then what we're gonna do is we're going to direct drill this one right here. We're gonna do it all as poppies so we have a, we have a consistent test. This one's gonna be a direct drill, no cultivation. And this one right here is going to be a regular depth cultivation, which is what we're gonna do right now. And then we're gonna see which one of those is the best, because shallow cultivations, no, direct drill is the fastest, I should say. Direct drill is the fastest. Shallow cultivation is the second fastest, and then obviously regular cultivation is meant to be the easiest, or no. It's meant to be the highest yield. At least it is in regular farm sim. What we're doing is we're testing that in precision farming, because I don't know if that is still the same. So we're gonna give that a shot. Sparx, how many computers do you have when you're streaming? 2. I'd like to run 3. I have 1 for TikTok and 1 for Twitch. I'd like to run 3 and do 1 for TikTok, 1 for Twitch, and then do the game on its own PC, because then we could get an even better looking game. But it's honestly, it's not urgent enough. What I'll probably do is when we get to the point where my regular PC is no longer strong enough to run like the best games, the newest games at the highest graphics and stream, I'll probably upgrade. But like even Forza Horizon 6, we were able to run it nearly max graphics and stream from the same PC. So doesn't need to happen anytime soon, that's for sure. Okay, we're gonna put this on here. That's gonna bother the TikTok posers, but that's okay. We'll only have to hear about it 51 times. Brock says, watching this in the grain cart is fire. Brock, welcome over. I hope your harvest is going good. Dude, Brock, what are you harvesting? 2 PCs. Whoa, how much is your electricity bill? Like $100 a month. It's really not that bad, to be honest with you. It's not like they're running 24/7. I mean, it's 2 PCs for like 5 hours a day. That's it. It's really not too bad. And then I just use my little laptop for my editing and stuff like that. If I'm doing anything else, emails, editing is just on my laptop. So that's nice and chill. We also don't use a lot of power because like it's more me than Amy. So Amy Amy likes when the lights are on in the house. She likes having as many lights on as possible. I'm the opposite. I don't like having very many lights on. I like it when it's just pretty much the light from outside coming in, and then maybe a couple of lamps when it's dark out. She likes all the lights on, but generally we don't run with a lot of lights on in the house. And we are in an apartment, so like it's not like we have to pay that much in heating and cooling costs, because it just generally is the temperature of the rest of the building anyways. So yeah, our power bill is actually not too bad, thankfully. Okay, so this is a regular cultivator, and we're gonna see if this gets us. Oh, how do I want to do that? I think I want to do staggered lines one way and then staggered on the way back, skip lines on the way back. So we're gonna do that. So this is gonna be our regular depth cultivation, and we're gonna see what the impact is on our yield compared to our shallow cultivation in the other field. Okay, so there should be a line here somewhere. Good enough. I think we gotta do the headlines anyway, so we don't have to be too picky about that. So we got a different dirt texture on this one. We actually get rocks. We do have to factor that in too. We get stones, and even though rolling a field of this size doesn't take very long, it's definitely still something to consider when you have to include rolling in your harvest, because in precision farming you don't have to roll for yield. So you don't get that 3% yield bonus. I don't think you do. So the rocks are actually gonna, add a little bit more to our process. Eager, thank you so much for the raid. Oh my God, mods, can we get a shout out for Eager here real quick? Aaron, welcome in. Tessa, welcome in with Eager for the first time. Oh my God, we got pre-mixed in here. Corey, Boogie, Georgia, Eager, how's it going, guys? Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? What the heck are you guys doing today? Hemlock, welcome in as well. Mountain Island Gaming, thank you for the follow. I'm assuming you're coming in with Eager. Big J, thank you for the 185 stream streak. How's it going, Eager? How was your stream? What the heck are you guys working on? And Mountain, I'm doing good. Thank you for coming in with Eager. Thank you for the follow as well. I really appreciate that. We're doing some precision farming today in our hardcore Canadian save. And we're doing a little bit of science. We've got 4 fields, but we've got 3 major fields. And what we're going to do is we're going to cultivate them all with entirely different methods and see which one ends up with the highest yield on poppies. Now, it should apply to every crop, although I will say if you're doing something like corn, it will change the numbers a little bit, but that's not important. We're doing poppies. Joe, thank you for the 7 stream streak. Mystic, thank you for the 3 stream streak as well, guys. Welcome in. The Settlers map. The Settlers map. What the heck is the Settlers map, Eager? Is this like a modern version of what was that one in Farmstead 22 that people liked? It was like it was a map where there was nothing on it basically. Am I thinking about this right? I'm just going by the name. You know we pick on you because we care about you. Oh hey, I think my chat does that too, but I don't think it's because they care about me. I think it's because they're mean. It's like Hatan. Oh, it's the Hatan remake. Is that the one? It's like a rebuilt Hatan. He's playing Farm Sim 1900. Like for real or no? Is he just using hand tools and you guys are grilling him for using the hand tools? Or is he actually playing with 1900s equipment? Which I wasn't sure if that was actually possible, but that would be kind of sick. Oh, it's expanded. It's bigger. Oh, I'm going to check that out. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I do remember hearing about it. I just always forget the name. Those remakes can be kind of cool. I really do like those. There was one in Farm Sim 22. It's a remake of Erlengrot, and I don't know if you guys have played Erlengrot, but there's like a big lake in the middle, and this one lets you go like all the way to the other side of the lake and everything. So it's like a 4Xified version of Erlengrot, which was really sick. We were throwing rocks at him while he was farming. Well, yeah, I mean, what else? What else are you gonna do? That's the whole point. That's why he invites you guys to his farm, is to throw rocks. Wish there was an Amish technology mod where you get to use draft horses. We're getting there. We're getting there. And honestly, I bet there is on King mods or something like that. I'd be surprised if there wasn't at this point. We started this save with the hand tools, and so we got the Amish allegations quite a bit in this save. Hand tools are halfway to Amish playthrough, but horses would be so sick. I just think they need to give horses something to do, because and maybe it's just me. I did a horse farm and it was kind of boring. I don't feel like the horses were that much fun. You just kind of rode them to train them, and that was about it. I think if we could get them to actually do farming, that would be sick. Why do our chats pick on us? Well, I think it's kind of like, you know, when you're in grade school and you know, you pick on your crush a little bit. I think our chats have really big crushes on us, and they like us, so they're picking on us for attention, I believe is what's happening. And it's just you and me. We're really handsome guys, really attractive people, and our chats know it, and they don't know how to express their feelings in the right way. My blinker is on? Nuh-uh. Is it? No, it's not. You're lying. That makes me feel so much better. Listen, we just have to get used to it. It's just what happens when you're basically a supermodel on the internet, like you and me are. It's just how it goes, dude. Damn, exposed, I'm out. That's what I do. It helps me protect my ego a little bit if I go with that. Option. Clifton, Candy, Condor, Elijah. Thanks for the follows on TikTok, guys. Really appreciate that. Welcome in, Harry. Welcome back. Good to have you. What's the new DLC? Is it the Sky Pack or a new map? It's the Sky Pack, and also I would include the Emergency Pack in there as well. Their Emergency Pack is really good. Sky Pack is incredibly mid, but we've got it on the save. I'll show it to you. I'll try and make an effort to use it. Kind of want to use that slurry disc, if anything, and get that rolling. But we'll need some slurry. What I might do is buy some cheap slurry equipment and then buy slurry for the animal dealer and just see if that's actually worth doing, or if conventional fertilizer is worth it. We're precision farming, so things change a little bit. Like our nitrogen levels have to be dialed in just right, but I might give it a shot just to try, you know. I played the emergency pack. I'm not sure how I feel about it. The emergency pack isn't meant to be its own game. I think a lot of people look at the emergency pack and they're trying to play the game like it's firefighter sim. The emergency pack is just to kind of break up the monotony of fields at the end of the day. So what I did is I turned it on to activate every couple of hours. Then every couple of hours we take a call. It just lets us do something a little different. I think if you're going to try and play it like it's its own game, you're going to be disappointed. You really got to treat it like just a little extra thing, not a dedicated game. Thank God for moderators, right? Dude, I don't know about you. My moderators are worse than the rest of them. They pick on me more than anybody else. You should add a fine for driving on others' fields. Add a fine for... The game isn't really set up for that. Otherwise, that would be cool.
Callum just
but we'd have to find a map
Prime.
that was realistically set up for that, because, like, in real life, you wouldn't have the fields that close together, just like that. So I don't think it's terribly realistic, but you could find a map where you could do that. The best trolls are mods. I disagree, but I see where you're coming from. Callum, thank you for the Prime sub for 6 months, dude. Enjoy the new badge. Enjoy the gold badge. Welcome in. I hope your day is going good. Guys, if you haven't done it yet, there is a vote on the new game in the Discord. There are 3 new games for the end of stream lined up. Highly requested ones like Cheap Car Simulator. No. What's it called? Cheap Car Repair. And we've got one called Ore Factory, which looks really cool. And then the last one was a recommendation we got in Discord called... I can't remember. Go look. Go take a look and just vote. You can vote on more than one if you'd like. I'm not terribly picky. I think Cheap Car Repair is the one I want to go for, but I'll play whatever you guys want us to play today. We don't bully you. We just want to see your feet and you won't show us. That's bullying. That's bullying. I don't like the thought of that. You keep your own feet to yourself. I don't know. Fine. Just Google it. All right. Not mine. Keep mine out of this. Okay. Barn Finder, that's what it's called, which does make it sound like you're looking for barns, but I think the idea is you're looking for stuff in barns instead. It looks good. Bufos, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate that. Most farmers are volunteer firefighters. I don't know if most farmers are volunteer firefighters, but in a small community like this, I would imagine that's pretty common. Because yeah, the nice part about farmers is they're available, you know, all day for stuff like that. But I don't know if most farmers. Probably depends on where you are. Small town Canada, I'm sure it's incredibly common, honestly. Do you watch your dad pays us to watch a stream? Just say, did I know? Yes, I know my dad pays you to watch my stream. He doesn't pay you guys enough. You guys got to ask for a raise, because that's whatever you're getting paid is too low. New games, I'm still lost in iRacing and Forza. One of those is new. One of those is new, one of them not so much, but, you know, a little bit of Forza Horizon. That's good, unless this is like the 3rd game or something, Azrael. Azrael, welcome in. How you doing, dude? Yes, this is how we find new games. Otherwise, we just play Farming Sim all week. And so it's important that we have some way to find new games, and that's our strategy to do it. I also downloaded and have started playing Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. I do need to progress a little bit more before I could realistically stream it, but honestly, if I have time tonight, I'll probably finish my fixed wing training, and then I'd like to stream maybe some helicopter stuff in there. I haven't touched the helicopters yet, so all I'll need to do is I'll need to get the controls set up for helicopters, but I think maybe we do the training for those together. Fixed wing is kind of boring, just because with fixed wing you do a lot of just flying in circles, and so I want to do something with helicopters. I think that would be fun. The Last Caretaker, I have it. I actually met the devs of The Last Caretaker last year in September. And so Dad and I both got early access to Last Caretaker. That one looks really good. It's a little bit different than what I would usually play, but I thought that one looked awesome. You ever played Raft? Yeah, Amy and I did a playthrough of Raft. That was really good. Actually, Dad and Damon and I did a playthrough. And then Amy and I, not on stream, did our own playthrough. That was a great game. Raft was a lot of fun. I like games like that. Those kind of like limited resource survival building games where it's like quite challenging. I thought that was pretty cool. The story stuff in Raft was a nice touch too, because that game very well could have just survived without a story. But I thought that was a lot of fun. Yeah, Amy and I made it quite far. The only thing about Raft I wish you could do is eventually build your raft into like a ship. So it wasn't always a raft, but I recognize that would require a totally different physics setup for the game. I've been playing Hades as well, to be fair. Hella addicted. Hades is good, dude. Hades is good. I've been doing just kind of as my side game, middle of the night kind of thing, Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. I like those Survivor games, like Vampire Survivor, Brotato. Those are great. Deep Rock Galactic has been an all-time favorite game of mine, and they made a Survivor game. That one's been really good. Just been playing it on the Xbox. When are you gonna upgrade the tractor? We're probably pretty close to upgrading the tractor, to be honest with you. So this is actually our second Ford. The other one was a 956 or something. This one's an 1156. I don't think it was 956, something else. This was an 1156, and then we're gonna probably go with a big tractor after like a modern 9RX or something like that, at least a 9R, just to break into that size of equipment. Basically what I wanted to do, and it's the test we're doing right now, but what I wanted to do was test which kind of cultivation is the best, and then we're going to pick our tractor based on the type of cultivation that we want to do. So I need to kind of pick our horsepower requirements based on the kind of cultivating and farming we want to do. I've been playing Horizon 6 trying to get the SRT 10. You've been playing Horizon 6 for the SRT 10? Okay, hell yeah, why not? I'm a GT3 RS guy, so I buy that immediately, and then and that's pretty much mostly what I drive for all of my races. It's too good of a car. My problem with Horizon right now, Horizon 6, is that so I really like doing the rivals times, but they kind of messed up, and the Honda Beat is pretty much the best car for every circumstance for rivals right now. And so leaderboards are pretty much dead right now in Horizon 6. It's either drive a Honda Beat or don't compete in rivals. Like it's not in a very good spot. Now, Forza isn't a serious enough game to care about leaderboards, to be honest with you. So, like, really, that's on me. I shouldn't care about the leaderboards that much, but that's just what I enjoy doing at the end of the day. But it sucks that a meta car came out so fast and just killed the leaderboards. In Horizon 5, it actually took some time before the leaderboards got wrecked by a single car. And this one, it was like the first week. The first week it was wrecked, dude. It's brutal. I know meta cars in Forza. There'll always be somebody. It's always gonna happen. The leaderboards are fun for the first week or two up until the meta cars start coming out and people figure them out, and then it gets kind of boring. You can't even play farming sim as you're in a sling. What about with a controller? Could you play with a controller, Shmuel? At least get the new versatile in the planes pack. I've never actually used like a 9RX or a Steiger in 25, to be honest with you. I think we gotta, not that I remember at least, I think we gotta do something like that. I've rented them for fields before, but I don't know if I've ever purchased one. I kind of want to go with one of those at some point. Give me my Renault 5 Turbo and B-Class Rally. Yep, hell yeah. That's a squirrely car, dude. It took me forever to get that dialed in. Try watching YouTube. You have a lot of tutorials on there. I'm assuming you're not talking to me, but that's fair. I did all that, but what do you do after that? There's no after that in Farming Sim, dude. It's you just keep repeating until you get all of your cool equipment, and then you start a new save. That's it. That's Farm Sim, dude. ADHD, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate that. Whole arm is fractured, so I have to hold the remote so weird it's not comfortable. Ah, that's fair. That's fair. Man, that sucks. We got to get you like an eye tracker or something so you can do it. I may have beaten several of your times with my Sabrina Carpenter beat. Yeah, that's pretty much what made me stop playing Horizon 6 already. Was the leaderboards got really boring. I've got a good beat build, but it's not really that fun to drive because there's no challenge to it. Like, it just sticks to the road. It can pretty much hit every turn, no oversteer, no understeer, and so it just kind of got boring to play in that way. I'll probably still go through and finish the campaign at some point. And maybe go for like some completionism stuff, but I was surprised that online got boring that fast. I was hoping they would do a better job after 5 with the balancing, but maybe that's just not what the point of Forza is at the end of the day, right? I have checked out the Versatile and the Blazing Prairies pack. Yeah, it seems okay. I mean, it's mostly just a reskin of the other 2 quad tracks, but nothing wrong with that. Maybe as a Canadian, I gotta be more into Versatile. That's true. Got my wheel coming tomorrow. Got my farm stick today, dude. You got a good setup. That's gonna be fun. Okay, now we're gonna double back the other way, and we're gonna run this on skip lines backwards. Then we'll do the headlands, and then this will be good to go. Then the other one's just gonna get direct drilled, but we'll have to wait until. Oh no, we're drilling it this month, right? We are. Oh, Chad, I bought another field. I forgot to say that at the beginning of stream. I bought 38, and Walter had planted wheat there, but he's a really bad farmer. So he spent a lot of money kind of getting his wheat back in good shape. We'll see. I don't think it'll pay off that field, but it was probably worth the buy. We'll see how much we actually earn from all that wheat. I think we've done everything we can to get it back to normal. I didn't see any weeds in it, which was good. So he must have plowed it or something. Yusuf, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate that. Welcome in. Do you got a good map? I do. This is Nadenthal, Canada, and it's great for these high volume North American style runs. It's good for start from scratch. I think a lot of non-start from scratch players won't love this one very much because they'll just progress through it really fast. But start from scratch players will really like this map. If you want to do a start from scratch North American run, this is going to be, oh, this actually might be my favorite North American map so far. Not that I've really played a lot of them, but it'll be good. Turn it to flour. We'll see how much we get. It might be worth it. To make that worth it, we basically have to, like, the cost of the buildings would have to be less than the amount of money extra that we make. So we'll see. I'm switching it up this time. I'm trying to do less productions in this playthrough and just go for like straight up farming and selling just to do it, because usually I'm a big productions guy. I really don't sell anything outside of productions, but I'm trying to mix it up this time and play it a little more classic and just focus on volume, and that's it. It's objectively the worst way to play in terms of money and earnings and efficiency, but I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and just see. I mean, it might be more fun, you know, because pallets get really annoying very quickly. And if you don't do productions, you don't have to handle any pallets, which is a kind of nice benefit, you know. XE, thank you for that hydrate, dude. Give me 1 second. Go like this. Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks for that follow, Yusuf. Thanks for those follows, guys. Is there a difference between Farmstead 25 on PC and PS5 except mods? No, that's it. That's it. The PC can do better mods. PC looks better, like it can run in 4K, 144 FPS or higher if your PC's good enough. The maps can be bigger, but the base game maps aren't bigger. So that kind of goes into like the mods that you can do. PC can do bigger maps and better mods. But honestly, in terms of how the game works and stuff like that, not a big difference between the two games. I definitely would not say that Farm Sim is a reason to upgrade to a PC. Like if you're a console player, I don't know if the PC experience is that much better to spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a PC. That being said, if you really got into some of the conversion mods and stuff like that, you know, you could push it. But generally, this is one of those games where the console experience is so close to the PC experience. Other than the big conversion mods and stuff like that, I'm not sure it's really worth it. Oh, what a weird GPS line. Oh, I'm gonna run that off GPS because that line is super strange. What's the main playthrough for this map? Well, it's got a bunch of modded crops on it, so I don't know what they've intended the main playthrough to be, but probably some of the modded grains, poppies, triticale, whatever else they've got going on in the mods, and then you use the in-map production buildings. So definitely kind of how we're playing it with this high volume grain focus type of deal. Oh, I missed a little bit. We should get adjust GPS lines on the fly and just like move them over if you needed to. Weird that it put it here though. Last time it put this funky line at the end. Kind of weird that it put it in the middle of the field this time. We're gonna miss again. You really have to get this like perfect. And it's not that line right in front of me. I gotta be a little bit left of that line. Like this. Drift over just a touch. Okay. Sorry. It takes way too much focus to try to stay on this line. And there's a tram line to my left that I still have to get, but it's hard to see. I'm gonna have to check the map and make sure that actually got fully completed, but we'll check after. We're doing some science on these this year, so I don't want to miss anything, because every bit of coverage is actually gonna matter. Okay, is it gonna lock in properly this time? That's so weird. Just one weird line. DLC tractor, yes, DLC tractor. Plains and Prairies is really good. Really happy with the tractors in that one. Currently giving olives a go on a save. Never done those or grapes before. Olives are like simple grapes. So if you've never done vines before, olives are a good way to start. And olives aren't vines, they're trees, but they work very similarly in this game. So that's a good one to start with. Grapes into production is really good. I still love my vineyard playthroughs. I think part of me loves that nobody does vineyard playthroughs, and so it's just different. It's not something you see on a regular basis. But also, vines are they're just cool. They're just different than everything else you do, you know? Farm sim mods for Xbox are amazing too. Yeah, I think the most important mods are on console and PC, to be honest with you. Like the best of the best maps are on console, because the really good map developers, they like to have their mods on everything so that it gets downloaded more. And so a lot of the best maps are actually console compatible. There's a lot of great quality of life mods that just can't exist on console. I'd say that's probably the biggest benefit. Full conversion mods are cool, but the kind of things where you can fix issues in the game, I do like those. And those you just typically can't have on console because they're script. What am I drinking? I'm drinking a Hawaiian shaved ice Alani energy drink. That's like my go-to lately. They're so good. I used to do iced coffee every day, but I was getting kind of sick of it. So then I was going through different energy drinks based on your guys' recommendations. And I've just settled on the Alani ones because they're really good. They're not as sweet as some of, like Monster. The White Monster is really good. Rockstar's a little sweet for my taste personally. But Alani's like not too sweet. I like it. I've been working towards the bakery in Farm Sim. I want to make cakes. Cake playthrough is like a classic challenge playthrough. Because cake, it's not that it's hard. It's just, it's got a lot of moving parts to it. Like you gotta do a lot of different things to make cake work. So it's just a really good challenge run at the end of the day. I have a G920. Should I upgrade to Moza or should I get Farm Sticks first? Farm Sticks first. G920 is going to be good enough for Farm Sim. I would go Farm Sticks before anything else. I honestly wouldn't even upgrade unless you play other games that would benefit from it, because Farming Sim's really basic. You need the most basic wheel and pedal set to play this game. It doesn't really benefit from anything better, right? It doesn't have force feedback. It doesn't even really, you know, benefit from better pedals or anything like that. As long as you can stop and go and steer in the right direction, you're getting 100% of the Farm Sim experience. So I wouldn't upgrade a wheel just for Farm Sim. Personally, I would stick with the cheap stuff. Now, if you play other stuff, if you play racing games in particular, or Euro Truck, American Truck, those are worth upgrading for, especially to direct drive would be a good upgrade. Kirky and Loki, thank you for the follows on TikTok, guys. Appreciate that. Have you done animals or wood instead of agriculture? Yes and yes, both of them. Actually, my first ever playthrough was a logging playthrough. and it's arguably what got me hooked in this game. I'll do another logging playthrough at some point. I really enjoy those, and it really makes use of the dual sticks as well. So I'll probably do another logging playthrough at some point. Fortnite and Mason, thanks to the follows, guys. Yeah, Rice is good. That was our first playthrough in Farm Sim 25. So our first one in 22 was a logging playthrough. In Farm Sim 25, we really wanted to get into the stuff that was new to the series, which was the Asian maps, the Asian equipment, and short grain rice. I really liked that playthrough. That was awesome. Short grain rice was a blast, dude. What I like about it is that it's not at this scale, so you don't spend this much time in the fields with short grain rice. It's a lot of like tending to these tiny little fields, and that's fun. Just working with small equipment instead of this giant stuff. Big equipment's easy. At the end of the day, like, anybody can grab the biggest tractor in the game and the biggest implements and drag it across a field for 2 hours, right? If you can optimize your farm to work with tiny equipment, there's just something so interesting about that to me, and it does take a little bit of skill, honestly. We're gonna do oh, what's it called? What's that big equipment called? Whatever that first DLC was, Nexat. We're gonna do Nexat on this playthrough as well, and that's kind of the same thing. Like, optimizing your farm to work with Nexat is it's quite the adventure, that's for sure. Brandon, thanks for that follow too. Is that the funnest first playthrough? Short grain rice? I wouldn't do short grain rice as a new player. I will say that was not new player friendly. Short grain rice is very different. It's a little bit hard, honestly. So no, I wouldn't do it as your first playthrough ever. For your first playthrough ever, do wheat or canola or something easy like that. Short grain rice, if you're an experienced Farm Sim player and you're playing Farm Sim 25 for the first time and you want to see all the new stuff in Farm Sim in action, yes, then that would be a really good one. For a beginner, first time playing Farm Sim 25 or any Farm Sim, what playthrough should they do? Yeah, okay, so that I would do a base game map. First of all, base game maps are best for new players. They're just great maps in general, but best for new players. I would do a Riverbend Springs grain playthrough with wheat, and your objective with that playthrough should be to run a bread company. And the reason I think that is the best new player playthrough is wheat and those kind of flour grains are the easiest for new players to get a hold of. They're hard to mess up. It's got a lot of room to improve in terms of your yield. And then they've also got the most simple productions, and productions are something that you'll have to learn as a new player, which is when you take the stuff you pull out of the field and you turn it into a product. Bread is the best way to go, because you start with flour, you sell your flour, and then you get into bread, which is tier 2. And once you've done that playthrough, like if you've successfully set up a bread company, you'll be able to play this game no problem. Everything else will be not easy. There'll still be lots more to learn, but you'll have a really good grasp on all of the core mechanics in this game. You could add some animals in there as well, but frankly, I would save animals for your second playthrough. I would do a bread playthrough first. Don't touch animals. Don't touch wood. I mean, you could do, cut down some trees on your place and sell them, but generally I would just stick to the basics. If you start with the tutorial, it'll push you to that kind of playthrough as well. Like, you'll start with a small wheat farm, and if you turn that wheat farm into a bread company, I think you've got a pretty good grasp on the game, Yeah, Amy and I were watching that game last night. We did see the US get absolutely wrecked. So now we're all cheering for Norway, right? Like, we've got this. Canada's out of the World Cup. The US is out of the World Cup. We're all cheering for Norway now, right? I feel like this is the next most reasonable one for us to go for. Norway, good friends of Canada. I don't know about the US. Well, no, you guys were kind of antagonizing them a little bit. Okay, I'm cheering for Norway now. America, you might want to make nice with the Norwegians, okay? If you want to do animals, your first play group, and you're doing wheat, chickens are a good start. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. If you want to challenge yourself to do animals, that's a really good recommendation. If you want to challenge yourself to do animals in your first playthrough, and you're doing that bread playthrough, do chickens, because you can feed them with wheat, which is really nice. Canada's out, but there's one more game on Canadian soil today. Oh, is there? Who's playing? Okay, that's kind of sick. At least we got something going on. Yeah, I'm hoping Norway. I mean, Who do you guys think? Germany's out. Usually Germany's my guess for who's going to win the World Cup. They're just like the safest usually, but Germany's out. Argentina's still in. England is still in. What do you guys think is the most likely? France or Spain? France has been having a good year, haven't they? Feel like France might be the bet if I was going to put money on it, which I'm not. But if I was going to, I think... Yeah, even though I'm English, I think France might have it. France or Argentina. Is Spain doing that well? I don't keep up with the regular season or anything like that. Okay. England is winning it this year. We need it. You guys do need it, but I don't think the odds are in your favor. We're going to see. We do, but we aren't going to beat France. Yeah, France is good, dude. France is good. They might have it. Norway's got my vote. I'm going to cheer for Norway until they're out. And then I think you guys are right. I think France is probably the most likely to actually win. Do you prefer US or EU versions of tractors more? Versions of tractors? I don't care. It changes the reflectors and that's about it. It doesn't matter to me. I don't have any emotional attachment to reflectors, to be honest with you. Clipzone, thank you for the share on TikTok. 868, thank you for the follow on TikTok as well. Appreciate that. We beat Mexico and now we're going against Norway. Is it England against Norway next? For real? For real? Is that what it is? England against Norway? Oh, shoot. Dude, Norway's playing it up this year. I don't know about that. England's done well. Honestly, I think Norway might have it. Good luck to both, but like, I think Norway might have that one if I'm honest with you. England versus Norway on Saturday. I might actually watch that, to be honest. We're kind of at that point now where the games are, even as somebody who's not into sports, the games are fun to watch. And so I might actually go out of my way to watch that. Maybe I'll see if Amy wants to go out for dinner and we'll just head to a sports bar or something. I'm not gonna, it would literally be cheaper for us to go to a sports bar and watch than it would be to like pay for some way to watch the games. That being said, if you just go on TikTok live and you scroll for a little bit, somebody's streaming it. They probably shouldn't be, but at the end of the day, whenever you got big events like this, somebody's streaming it. Like when the Blue Jays were killing it last year. Was that last year or the year before? That might have been the year before. I think I watched all of those games. That was this year. I think it was this year. I was watching all of those on TikTok live, dude. It's just too expensive to watch for somebody who doesn't care about sports generally. You can't watch it because it's in the middle of the stream. You can't watch it because it's in the middle of the stream. Oh, is it? Okay, no, stream on Saturday. No, I'm kidding. No, we'll stream on Saturday. Okay. I will very rarely skip a Saturday stream, to be fair. Those are ones I always try and make. Yeah, all right. It'll get spoiled for me too. Even if I say don't spoil it for me, it will get spoiled because somebody will come in here and be like, yeah, Norway just beat England. And, oh man. Well, that's okay because Amy would be at work anyway, so I'd have to watch it alone. I was hoping it would happen a little bit later, but that's totally fine. Is it not free to watch the World Cup? I don't know. Like, literally, I know so little about sports that even if it's free to watch the World Cup, I wouldn't even know where, to be honest with you. Maybe. I'm kind of used to North American style sports where you need 9 different subscription plans and they're $87 a month just to watch one, like, college level game. So I kind of just assumed that the World Cup was the same, but maybe that's the one decent thing FIFA does is you don't have to, you know, subscribe to some insane thing. There is some way to watch it for free, whether you need to or not. I guarantee you there's some way to watch it for free at the end of the day. Where do you watch it for free? How do you guys do that? I do believe that you could get over regular television. Who has John? What year do you think? John, what year is it right now? What year do you think it is? Regular television? I think it's 1985 right now or what? I have never at any point in my entire life had television. Like broadcast television. Cable, I've had cable. I grew up with satellite, which is slightly different, but it's all internet now, baby. It's obviously 1066. Great shout out. Great shout out. You have normal cable? I don't even have cable. Nobody, listen, Gen Z doesn't have cable, dude. cable. Gen Z doesn't get cable unless they're really into sports. I think those are the only people of my age that get cable, is if they want to watch some sort of sports, because there's no other reason. All of us just subscribe to one or two like subscription platforms plus Crunchyroll, and that's it. Like, here's a Gen Z what they pay for TV. That's it. We do Spotify, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Crunchyroll. You've nailed them all. You've got them all. Apple TV when there's something good or when we get a freebie. And honestly, I could take or leave. I could take or leave Disney Plus. I've been watching a little bit on Disney Plus. Maybe I got to give them their flowers on that one. You subscribe to all of them. See, the crazy part is once you subscribe to all of them, you're basically just paying for cable. Like, frankly, they've just kind of tricked us into getting cable again. Because the worst part about cable was that the pricing was insane. But at this point, when you have to subscribe to all of these different things to watch the shows that you want, you're just back to the cable pricing model, dude. It's bad. It's bad. I hate it. Hold on. Let me ban this spammer real quick. No, I'm not taking anybody to help at the moment. I'll let you know if we ever do. The official TikTok account streams all the games, I believe. Oh, the Fox TikTok account streams all the games. Okay. That might be worth watching. I think actually TikTok reached out to us and asked if we wanted to stream the World Cup games. I think they were doing some sort of promo asking us if we wanted to stream it. I don't know if I could stream it on Twitch though. That might be tough. But I think TikTok wanted to get a bunch of people doing it. And put it in a separate category or something like that. Olaf and Sky, thanks for the follows on TikTok, guys. Appreciate that. Sparx just started to save with zero money. What should I do to get lots of money? Oh, you're not getting lots of money. You're getting little bits of money, and that's what makes it fun. But you should start with some contracts, because there's not much you can do in the meantime. Start with some contracts and buy your first piece of land, and then it's up to you to turn that first piece of land into money. That's pretty much what you got to do. Discord, yeah, you know what? We got to be a little bit careful. Like, if you just got a Discord server with your friends, like, nobody cares. When you've got a big public Discord, like, there's nearly 3,000 people in our Discord, we got to be really careful about following the rules and stuff like that. Like, we can't do movie nights in our Discord. That's a big no-no. Our Discord would get banned if we did movie nights. We could try and see if we could do the World Cup, but yeah, we gotta play by the rules now that our Discord is like public Discord size, unfortunately. You're not taking nobody to hell. I was ready. John, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Also, yeah, I haven't seen the new Avatar movie, but I haven't seen the other one. I've seen the first Avatar movie, but I haven't seen Way of Water. Maybe Amy and I have been doing movies a lot lately. We're just on some sort of movie kick, so maybe we'll start Avatar over with her, and we'll work our way through them. We just watched Project Hail Mary, and that was truthfully one of the best movies I've seen in a very long time. That was really good. Yeah, I liked the first Avatar movie. I thought that was great. And I'm talking about like James Cameron Avatar, not Avatar: The Last Airbender. That movie was terrible. that was bad. It felt like an intro to a movie. I am not surprised that did not catch on. That was junk, dude. Love that movie, the Airbender movie, or you liked James Cameron Avatar? Okay, we have to, just to do this right. I see I've missed a little bit over there. Okay, hold on. Is upgrading from a mini mower to 125 International Harvester tractor overkill? No, 125 horsepower is the right size for most farms, to be honest with you. I don't think there's too small of a piece of land where 125 horsepower is overkill. No, you're fine, dude. I would do it. You're gonna play coal mining sim? What is coal mining sim? And if that's real, I need that immediately. I'm gonna play gold mining sim when it comes out. We played the demo and it was incredible. Is coal mining sim a real game? Because I need that immediately, dude. Okay. Lock in on that. Let's fix up this corner a little bit here. Okay, that's good. And we just need to tidy up this corner over here too. Go like this. 1200 horsepower for all tractor. 1200. What would you even do with 1200 horsepower? I don't even think there's any implements that would do that. I'm sure there's some modded implements that that would do something like that, but that's insane. Okay, I just have to tidy up this corner. We're just gonna check the map. Like I said, this is we're doing some research on these fields, and so these need to be flawless. I cannot miss anything or it's going to taint our experiment. And we are good scientists. We do this right. Okay. There we go. Now let's take a look. What map is this? This is Nadenthal. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that's flawless. We've got some rocks in there. I'm not going to pick those up. I'm just going to flatten the small ones. 25 is good. So this is shallow cultivation. Oh, we need to lime these. To do this right, we need to lime these. And we need to lime all three. Otherwise, this is not going to be a fair test. Okay, we're going to get this pH back to normal. And then this, I don't care about this. This is just going to grow. We're going to cut it when we can cut it. Yeah, these need to be limed. Otherwise we're not doing so hot. Let me just see what that looks like. I mean, it's not bad. This data is old. Pay for new stuff. Pay for new stuff here. Get these updated. And then that was my test, so that one's still good. Yeah, this has to, we gotta bring this back up. Okay, we're gonna focus on that first because that's ready to drill. This is ready to seed. This is ready to seed. Let's get some lime on here. Bring these back up to normal. I'm just gonna take a look. Yeah, we're now at bad nitrogen levels, which is not what we want. It's been a while since we put lime down, dude. That's crazy. We're not nitrogen levels, pH. We're getting a little acidic here. Okay, put this away real quick, and then we will we'll get some lime on the field. I might actually use that sky one just to give it a shot, honestly. That corner of my lot got lime last night. I woke up and there was about a dozen of the bikes and scooters on it. Damn it, dude. I was very confused for a second, but well done. Is there a hope that Walter's field produces well? There is a hope that the field we bought from Walter ends up with a good yield, but it's not because of Walter. It's because of the work that we put in the meantime. I do want to check on it. Maybe we'll check that before we lime everything else. And we'll just make sure that's in good shape before we go too crazy. And I might just lime that one as well, because it probably makes sense to lime the entire farm in one shot. Just take a look. Although that was actually in good shape pH-wise. Yeah, I mean, we're hitting the maximum yield on some parts of this. Other parts, not so much, but like, we just do a little bit of a run. Yeah, like we're a little low here. Little low here. So it's gonna do okay. I don't know what it's gonna average total, but I think we're gonna be able to recover it. All right. So let's put that down. Let's go grab a lime spreader. Now this is going to be a very expensive. That's possible. Look at this. This is on sale. I didn't know this was possible. We got silage additive on sale in the discount shop. That's sick. That's sick. Dude. Oh, do we sell the International? 500 horsepower on that? Oh man, that might be. I was gonna keep the International just because it's something new. But that's sick. How much horsepower does the International have? 370. Dude, that's an insane deal. That's, hold on, side quest. Dude, we're gonna make money on this transaction, to be honest with you. Hold on, let's go take a look at this. This thing's fine, but the turning radius is such a nightmare to accommodate. I think we swapped to that old Mac, dude. That's awesome. So let's go sell this. I'm gonna sell it in person so we get as much money, even though we just bought this. I love the look of that old Mac, dude. I also haven't really used it before. Okay, so we sell this one, 72K, look at that. And it doesn't matter that this is, you know, damaged and 40% off. I think that's great. I actually like that paint job. And we're gonna buy that 500 horsepower. Dude, we made like 30K on that. Oh, beauty. Oh, it sounds good too. Yep. Yep, I like that. Oh, that fits our playthrough way better. Way better, dude. Okay, let's go park this on the farm here real quick. That's a pretty looking truck. I'm just gonna park it back where we got it. Right about here. Go on the ladder this time. Okay, awesome. Wow, what a good trade. What a good trade. This other stuff I don't need. This is not going to help us very much. Okay, now lime. Well, that's kind of good because now we can find we can fund our lime adventure here. Yeah, it turns way better, dude. It's a shorter base. It turns way better. I think that's a good purchase for us. Okay. Now I need, oh, see, this might be kind of tough. So I don't want to waste lime while we do this. I'm going to rent some lime equipment because liming every 3 years, I mean, unless you're going to use it 10 years in a row, what's the point, right? So why don't we try this Sky Egg lime spreader? Is there any reason to get that? Like, is it better than anything? Fertilizer spreader. So the Sky Pack, 21,500 liters, 42 meter spreader. The other option is this one, holds way less, 42 meter spreader, way less, way less. Okay, I mean, it's really not, in terms of holding capacity, that's where this one actually shines. We're gonna extend it. This is the most irritating song I've ever heard in my life. We're gonna skip that. Want that cover on there? Why not? Let's skip it. And then I don't need any specific tires. 120K, rent for 6,000. All right, perfect. Now we need 22,000 liters of lime. That's 16,000. I'm gonna bet that we need at least 2 batches like that. Oh, I have a bunch of lime on the farm. Shoot, I might have just way over purchased lime again. Okay, well, we'll use this up. We might keep it for 1 more month then, and then do the field we bought from Walter as well, just because I've accidentally purchased insane amounts of lime, forgetting that I have some at the farm. Do I need this? Yeah, we can put this on. We can put this on there. Why not? Okay, so let's get this filled up. Now, the nice part is one fill of this is going to use more than half of the bags that we're looking at there, so not too big of a waste. Let's get those poured in. I play on PC. I'm on economic difficulty hard. I'm doing very good with it, actually. Hard isn't so bad. It just makes your playthroughs kind of slower, if that makes sense. Like, they're not really hard. I wish they didn't use the term hard because it's not. It's more like long playthrough, if anything, you know? The Transtar looks funny with the long frame and short cab. You have about 50 feet of dead space. Yeah, that's true. If we put the sleeper on it, it would look a little bit cooler. Hi, Jim. How's it going, dude? Welcome in. If you want a clip farm, just tell me what to say. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Bubble. I'm glad we could do that. That's so funny, dude. Yeah, I play on PC. It's a console map as well. Yeah, you can play this on console. Sorry, it takes forever to load. That's the one benefit to doing the bulk, is you can load it faster, but bulk lime is so expensive compared to bag lime that I try to use bag lime whenever we can, as long as you don't mind tolerating an extra minute of loading, basically. Bubble? What do you want? Your name is I'm Bubblelucky. What do you want? That you named yourself that, dude. You know you pick your name, right? I haven't noticed myself, but in Farmstead 25, do they still have land sales like they did in 19? No, they actually didn't have that in Farmstead 25 or 22, and it's something that a lot of people really wanted added back. No, there isn't any land sales. I wish land had to be purchased when it was on sale. Like I don't like that you could just buy whatever land you want whenever you want. I do wish there was some sort of mechanic or mod that just put a couple on sale at once, and then they wouldn't have crops on them, because no farmer in their right mind is selling land with a planted crop on it. I mean, maybe in some cases if they're retiring or something like that, but generally, if you're halfway through a really lucrative crop, you're not selling it on harvest season at the very least, you know? And that happens in game. In fact, that's a really good strat in game to get a bunch of cheap land, but it is kind of silly, to be honest with you. Deadwood contracts are carrying your playthrough right now. Deadwood contracts and wood transport contracts are awesome. By the way, with those Deadwood contracts, make sure you get a little sawmill and take the deadwood to your sawmill, because the contract is just to cut it down. But if you take that wood to your sawmill, it'll make like $5 grand, 5 to 10 grand a contract. It's really good. Okay, so we're going to lime this, working with 16 meters. 16? No. 16 meters? This doesn't have a 16 meter width. This is like a 42 meter width, dude. Hold on, something's wrong. 16 meter width. Is this not like way more? Turn on crop sensor, Alt B. I don't think does it need that? I feel like this should be bigger than, like how, hold on. Let's try this real quick. Oh, the 42 meter width is for fertilizer. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, that's fine. We'll see how fast it moves. Maybe it'll be a little quicker. Okay, so increasing pH to optimal value for sandy loam. Do I have to set the right crop? Or do you just go? No, I think you just go for whatever the land type is. Oh man. Lime doesn't spread as wide as fertilizer. I forgot about that. That's why that little red one is nice. You know what though? I care more about the holding capacity, because that's our problem. I don't really mind doing more passes. What I hate is having to go back and get more lime every 10 seconds. So I'm not going to complain much, honestly. No, I've never gotten into Crusader Kings. Even though Crusader Kings is absolutely my type of game, I've never gotten into Crusader Kings. One day. Crusader Kings and Hearts of Iron, I still haven't touched. I do like map-based strategy, but I've never touched either of those, which I really should. I think it's driver error, that's the problem. Well, you would be correct. How do you get so many discounted items? There's typically 4 in there, but we also have the discount yard, which we have to go manually check. I'll take you there later and show you that, but that's a separate mod. I know, I heard Hearts of Iron is really good. I'm not like a real big World War fan. When it comes to map-based strategy, Civilization is kind of my go-to. I like some RTSs. War Game I really liked. But I'll get into it at some point. I know I will. I didn't really like Company of Heroes. Company of Heroes was fine, but didn't really speak to me. What are we doing for Tuesday? That's up to you. You guys got to vote. That's in the Discord right now. Just go put a vote in the announcement channel. Fane, thanks for that follow on TikTok. I appreciate that. Sparx, I have a PS5 and I want to make a wheel sim. What wheel should I start with? Just start with like a T248R or something like that. That'll be good enough to start with if you don't have one yet. And then if you're playing farm sim, I would get a joystick as soon as you can, so that you have one. And then you can worry about upgrading the wheel later, depending on what you're playing, or not. If you're playing farm sim, honestly, you could do it without. Mark and Keelan, thank you for the follows on TikTok. Appreciate that. How's the new DLC? It's nothing special. We're actually using it right now. So this is the fertilizer spreader from the Sky Pack. It's fine. I will say I like the holding capacity. That's probably the only thing it actually offers, is it's now the lime spreader with the highest holding capacity. But that's about it. The other stuff in there, super mid. I don't think it's worth the price, but you know, it might, if you have it, it might find some use in your farm. I have some mods. Yeah, I'm not actually super big on mods. I kind of, if there's something interesting, I'll put it in. But like, I don't load up. I'm not the kind of guy to load up with 500 mods and play like that. I'll add what I'm kind of interested in, and that's about it for me personally. It's white and not green color change. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there is just a lot of stuff in this game, both mods and DLCs, that are just kind of a reskin of things that are in the game. You know, they change the color, they put a different label on it, and boom, you've got a DLC. This one's been the most egregious for that, to be honest with you. Like Plains and Prairies, I loved. I thought that was great. You have new price points of tractors. The truck is a little bit of a reskin, but cool trailers, crazy new implements. Like that one was worth it. This one, I don't know. Sebastian, thank you for the roses and the hide and seek doll. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's a mecha chameleon thing. That's awesome. Carter, Socks, thank you for the follow as well, guys. Appreciate that too. Now, if you use the McDon Pass, you should. That is actually something super unique. A lot of people see the McDon Pack and they're like, oh, I don't get this. I wouldn't use this. That actually is something that you should use. That really changes the game. In fact, it is probably something that we should be using in this safe. Like, we should be using the MacDon stuff. We're doing poppies, and you wouldn't swath poppies, but, you know, if you're doing grain, that one's worth it. From a gameplay perspective and just a fun perspective, that one actually is really cool. I'm surprised that one's so cheap. How do you get the lines on GPS? When you're in the GPS settings, you can just toggle them. So I turn my GPS lines off because I think they look silly, and you frankly don't actually need them if you know where you're driving. See, like, I know how to set up the next line, right? I know it's about here. I click the button, it finds it, I turn on my machine, and boom, we're right on the line, right? Once you've played a little bit of this game, you'll be able to play without the lines. There's a hotkey for it. Can't remember what it is. Page up? I think we have to set it. Delete? What did I set it to? Scroll lock? Oh, that turns off the HUD? Oh, sick, dude. I didn't know you could turn off the HUD. Oh, I like that. Oh, that pauses the game. Slash? R? I don't know. I had it set to a button at some point. I just don't remember what it was. I didn't know you could turn off the HUD in this game. Oh, that's nice. That's not, it's scroll lock. Scroll lock turns off the HUD completely. Oh, that's sick, dude. Chat, HUD on or HUD off? What do you like watching more? Because whenever we play Out of War, I turn the HUD off. What do you prefer? I like HUD off personally. I'm really getting into these HUD off games, especially when it's a simulator and like all of the stuff you need to know is actually in game somehow. I really like to go HUD off. Any cars coming? Go. That looks super clean. That looks super clean, dude. I like that. That's awesome. When someone's been playing for so long but still find something new, I still get that with Farm Sim. It's crazy. I want to toggle the lines though. I thought it was something weird, like it was alt something to turn the lines on and off. I thought I'd set it up to be something in game though. Unlock? Not an unlock. I swear to God, I had set this up. And I think you did have to set it up. It wasn't something that was in the game by default. It was something you had to set up. Oh, maybe the HUD has to be on to be able to see it though. Oh, it's insert. I set it up as insert to turn the lines on and off on the fly. But it'll actually turn off if you turn the HUD off too, which is that's a nice touch. I kind of wish you could have them on with the HUD off, but this is good. This is good. What's this map? This is Nadenthal, Manitoba. Should be able to scroll through like 4 different HUD. That would be nice. Or if you can move HUD elements manually. So I wish I could keep my info in the top right, like the time, the money, the season, the weather. I wish I could keep that. I wish I could fully get rid of whatever's in the top left, because you can toggle that like this and make it smaller or bigger. But I wish I could fully turn that off. And then I also wish that I could turn off the stuff in the bottom, or just keep like the lime indicator of how much lime I've got left. That would be kind of nice too. There is another thing you could turn off: the glowing interaction icons on buildings. If you really know what you're doing, you can turn those off. And you can also turn off, you know, when you've got a production building and there's like the yellow and black tape on the ground, you can turn those off too. So if you really know where everything is, you can turn those off and then play that way. I wonder if they turn off with the HUD. Here, let's see if we can see the one in the house from here. And see if it turns on and off when we turn this on and off. So if I go like this, where's the house? It does not. I actually can see them right now, and they stay on. They stay on when we do that. Interesting. So that's a separate setting. I don't know if you can hotkey that one. That one I would hotkey so that I could play with them off, and then if I ever got mixed up, I could turn them back on. Well, I wonder if it's in. Should we just look real quick? Here, let me run out of lime first. Let me run out of lime first, and then I'm just gonna see if that is actually possible, because I would have said the same thing about the GPS lines, and then that actually is in there. So let me go take a look, dude. Hold on. Just gonna run out of lime first. We got about 20%, and then don't let me forget to check that out, because I think that would be a really nice. I think that'd be a really nice feature. Yeah. The other one I always turn the HUD off on is SnowRunner. I really like playing without the HUD on SnowRunner because there's no mini map or anything. I mean, I turn the mini map off on Farm Sim anyways, because I learn the maps pretty quick and then I don't need them. Those get turned off real early in my playthroughs. I did not realize that you could turn the entire thing off. That is so clean, dude. I love that. I love that. Hi, Kevin. Welcome in. Did I miss anybody? I think we're good. I think it was H at one time. H is now GPS, I believe, but that makes sense. Are you playing on the Steam machine? No, I just ordered a Steam machine today. I ordered the 2 terabyte with the Steam controller because I don't have a Steam controller, so I wanted to try it. So I was like, you know what? We'll just get a Steam machine with a Steam controller, and then I can try both at the same time. I ordered the 2 terabyte just because that's what I got on the wish list. So I signed up for the waiting list. I signed up for the waiting list. I probably would have been okay with a 512 gigabyte, throw like an SSD in there and call it a day. But I ended up with the 2 terabyte. So I just did it. I figured we'll see if it's any good. I might make a video on it. I'll probably test it, mess around with it for a little bit, and then I might make a video on it and share that. Sparx, to start a hardcore Precision Farm Sim playthrough because of you. I hope you enjoy, Maple. That's good. IDK, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate that too. All right, we're just at the end of this. That is going to perfectly use all of our lime. Got 3% left, but that's okay. All right, let's just check the map on this super quick. See if we're in good shape. Yeah, we're at perfect lime levels right now. Let's just take a look here. What's a good realism mod? Precision farming is the first one you got to do. Look at that. That is very nice. Now, how does that line up to crop types? Just about perfect. So these should be at the perfect level for the given crop type. 7,000. Oh, so we can go check over here real quick. Yeah, these are all good. These are all good. Perfect pH. Okay, let's go get more. But first, I do want to see if that's a setting. Settings. Now, that'll be in controls. And then there's probably... Hold on. It's not going to be player movement or construction, vehicle driving. Player interactive, it might be. It's not in interactive. It's not going to be in vehicle. Sometimes they put them in weird spots though. So like, Crane, not placeable. Game, it might be in game. Toggle help menu. I think that's F1, right? That's what that is. Toggle map view. Oh no, toggle the help menu is the help menu. Save screenshot, time scale, skip help. Okay, it's none of that. Gearbox, no. Vehicle lights, no. Radio, emergency. I didn't even see, where is the, oh, chat. Toggle HUD isn't in the base game. It's easy dev controls that's giving us that. I don't think it is in the base game. It's in easy dev controls, and that's how we're able to do it. Also, home toggles apparently super strength, which I didn't know. Oh, okay. That makes way more sense. So you might not be able to toggle the HUD in game. The other one that I was talking about, I'm pretty sure is in game settings. See if I can find it. Okay, no, maybe general. Interactive zone markers and info trigger. Those are the other two that that's like the glowing orbs that you interact with, and then info trigger. That's info trigger. Interactive zone markers is the yellow tape. So now if I go back to the house, so I've got my HUD on. If I go back to the house right now, you'll see that those markers are gone, but I can still use them. So I can still, if I know where they are, I can still sleep and I can still change my clothes. As long as I know where they are, right? And then the zone markers is the yellow markers that go here. So I know that if I need to drop something into this building, that it goes here. But without the zone markers, I pretty much have to know it. It makes it a little more like, makes it a little more realistic, I guess. Oh yeah, home is super strength. So scroll lock. Oh, we need super strength disabled. And then that turns the HUD off. So that's everything off, full immersion mode, which is kind of sick. I actually really do like that. We'll play like that for a little bit and see if it's any good. Seems like home toggles the super strength is what it does. Oh, I did see your message. Yeah, Maple, I was just saying that was awesome. I did see your message. Sorry you had to restart. Sparx, you won't get banned for watching movies. Panda Rex has been doing a lot of movies on Discord. Okay, don't put that out there, because yes, you can. Seriously, don't put that out there. Whatever people do with their own Discord, totally fine. But yeah, don't put that out. How many acres do you have? We've got about 50 acres at this point. So we've got this field right here. We've got that one just across those bushes there, and everything on the other side of these trees, which is, it's actually 4 fields that we've turned into 1. So we're sitting at about 50 acres right now. This will be our first year farming all 50 though. So see how much money we actually make. On PS5, you can scroll HUD to 3 different sizes or completely off. Really? That's sick, dude. I like that. I like games that let you get rid of the HUD, because I do find, and German games are especially bad for this. German games are terrible for overbearing HUDs. We saw that with pretty much everything Astragon has ever put out. Farming Sim has been really bad for that as well, where just like it's warning messages constantly in your face, full lists of like controls on the side of the screen, and a lot of the time you can't actually turn them off or reduce them. So if this is from easy dev controls, that's fantastic. If this is actually in the game, that's great. If that's on PS5, that's really good, dude. Are the tramlines for when you fertilize the crop? Yeah, fertilize or when you weed the crops as well. Like if you're spraying for weeds, the tramlines can be used for those sprayers as well. Yeah. IDK, thanks for the follow on TikTok. How do you pay off a loan? In the finance tab, it'll tell you on the bottom what button to push. You paid off $5,000 at a time, and it'll tell you what to do. Should be mentioning other streamers? Oh, I don't mind if you guys mention other streamers. No, it's all good. You're kind of right that like mentioning other streams can be kind of rude on Twitch. I know that I don't mind at all. These are people that I watch and think are fantastic. You can mention other streamers here. It's no problem. The only big no-no is like promoting your own stream. But that's just because it's chat spam at this point. I'm not too concerned. It's just chat spam, you know? Yeah, 50 acres. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good, Jay. No worries. But you're right. That is kind of classic Twitch etiquette. You're right. Sparx, Logitech or Thrustmaster? What's better? These days, Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster. We partnered with Thrustmaster for this year because Logitech, which is what I started with, Logitech has failed to do anything that's worth it, to be honest with you. Their new G923 is junk. Their direct drive wheel is decent quality, but the pricing is insane. It's out to lunch. They're dreaming if they think anybody's gonna pay that price for what you're getting. And again, it's not a bad kit. I was hoping I could push this. It's not a bad kit. It's just that if you're gonna spend $1,000 on simulator gear, you want it to be something more than what that kit is. So I'm honestly, and not to be super negative, I'm really not a fan of Logitech right now.
Just resubscribe at tier 1 for 21 months.
If you have a Logitech kit, it's fine. You know, like, don't get rid of it. Use it till it stops working. You can still find them pretty cheap on Facebook Marketplace and secondhand. Like, they've got a place in the sim racing community right now. But as a company, I can't get behind their current model, I guess. Will, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 21 months, dude. Texas, thank you for that follow as well. Will, welcome in. How you been? And Will, are you streaming today? I saw one of your clips on TikTok yesterday. Are you streaming today? How's it going? Okay, we need to switch. There we go. Okay. Double 600K for VIP. Dude, it's up there. Which clip? I saw two. I saw a Dead by Daylight clip, and then I saw... What the heck were you playing in the other one? I think that's what I was trying to figure out, is what you were playing in the other one. You post a lot of clips, to be fair, so that's actually a really good question. That's great. Grillerino, thank you for the hydrate. Is this Nathan Thal? Yes. Favorite tractor brand regarding looks? Probably the older case stuff, but like this is flawless. This is beautiful. This is a Fiat. Yeah, the older case stuff. In terms of modern looks, maybe Kloss. I think Kloss is making the coolest looking large tractors because they're just so compact. Like Steiger and John Deere and Versatile, they all look the same. It's all the same template, right? Even the New Holland, like T9 or whatever their version of the quad track is, it's all the same tractor at the end of the day. I like the Kloss ones because they actually look like futuristic tractors, which I think is cool. I don't actually have any preference in terms of performance at the end of the day, but yeah, if you just want to go with looks, I'd say Kloss is really cool looking tractors. Jenna, thank you for the follow on Twitch too. Welcome in. Okay, let's actually use all of our spare lime here instead of buying a million tons. Now, that being said, I think we are actually going to end up using all of this, plus more. We just have such a huge amount of space that needs lime right now. Okay, we'll fill that up. Plus, Axion 680. Yeah, the Axion series is good. The Zerion series is actually one of my favorites. Like, look at that. It's still a quad track, but I like how compact it is, you know? Doesn't quite have as much horsepower. Like, this one only gets up to 653. But I just like how well optimized it is with its space. There's also the, what's that big wheeled one? 5,000, but it's not in this game. Man, they really skimped on Kloss this time around, didn't they? Which is crazy since it's on the cover. That's it? That's all we have for Kloss? I think you gotta mod it in if you really want it. Oh, we've got the Arion. See, even like the lights. Even the lights look cool and futuristic. I think that's sick. Yeah, we've got a couple of Arions. That's it. Man, Farmster 22 had better Kloss models in it. I like that crab steering Zerion 5000. This is the Zerion 12, so same series. That's like the competitor to the quad tracks. Definitely not fit. This is nonsense. This looks terrible. I'm sure it's a great tractor, but like, I don't think that looks good. And New Holland's ugly. I like New Holland tractors in this game for like what they do and the price point they sit on and stuff like that. But in terms of looks, I think New Holland's making the ugliest stuff right now. I'm just filling up with Lime real quick. We've got about 90 hours on the save, coming up on 100. I actually thought there was 100, but when I loaded in today, it was less than 100. I thought we were closer to 100. We get you a real number. So on this save, we are at, we're at 88 hours. I thought we were higher, but I think sometimes I get it mixed up with our out of ore save, which is at about 100 hours, a little over 100 hours. So I think I get the two mixed up all the time. Giant's official mod page has some of the class tractors. That would be good if we ever do a European save. Although we do class here in Canada as well. You start seeing them more and more now. So honestly, I should probably add some class options to this save. It would be realistic. Okay, we are full. Good to go. Favorite farm sim ever? 25. It's 25. I know some people like some of the older farm sims for like nostalgia purposes. Honestly, for me, I want the most amount of gameplay I can get, and Farm Sim 25 has the most amount of stuff. It's got the most amount of stuff that you can do. It's got the best maps by far. The mods are the best. The graphics are the best. The tractor selection's okay. That's probably where it's the weakest, but you just mod in the stuff that you want at the end of the day. That's the beauty about Farm Sim, right? Sure, it started with a kind of a mid tractor lineup. Just mod in what you want for free and you're good to go. So yeah, Farm to 25 for sure. Yeah, let's see if it'll still keep our old lines. That would be nice. And then base game GPS, I mean, it's really hard to refute that genuinely changed the game, especially for console players. So base game GPS is pretty sweet. Nah, there's the force feedback is nonsense. It's recentering using the force feedback system. It's no good. Don't even worry about it. Pretend this game doesn't have force feedback, to be honest with you. Kieran and Lincoln, thank you for the follows on TikTok, guys. Appreciate that. Gotta check out the quad track New Holland. I think that was the T9, right? It's a Steiger with blue. It's a blue Steiger. It's what it is at the end of the day. But it's not bad. You see him out here in Alberta.
Also, happy belated Canada Day.
You don't have to give lurking rent for the month. Will, don't be ridiculous. Thank you for the 1,500 bits. And happy belated Canada Day to you as well. And also happy belated Independence Day. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. How long will it be before the Sky equipment is available on Mod Hub? I think that they generally shut that down in terms of like DLC getting added to the Mod Hub. You can usually find some sort of equivalent at the end of the day. I'll be honest with you though, the Sky stuff isn't even worth modding into the game. If I'm totally honest with you, like it doesn't do anything special. There's better mods for spreading lime and for seeding and for disking. It doesn't do anything where I would say, oh, I hope it gets added to the mod hub. There's nothing special about this DLC. It doesn't add anything. Just don't worry about it. The mods you have are probably better at the end of the day. That's a good recommendation, Spirit. Speaking of the 4th of July, would you like to hear about a wild 911 call I got the pleasure of doing on the 4th of July? Who blew their fingers off? How many crazy 911 calls do you get on the 4th of July, Will? And yes, we would absolutely love to hear. What DLC? The Sky Pack. So that's what adds this this fertilizer spreader. That's the new DLC that came just last week or the week before. Yeah, it's all right. It looks good. It's not like they're low quality. They just don't do anything special at the end of the day. What's your opinion on John Deere? I don't really have an opinion on John Deere. I don't really care that much, to be honest with you. They're fine tractors. I don't know. We had a couple growing up, but nothing that stood out. GB, thank you for the follow on TikTok, by the way. Do you lime after or before you seed? Well, optimally, you should lime before you cultivate. We've messed this up. I totally forgot about lime. So I actually cultivated, and then I put lime on, and then we'll seed. But it should be lime, cultivate, seed. In this game, you can seed into lime. In real life, maybe depends on what you're planting, but lime is not a nice substance. Like, it does have the tendency to wreck things. I would be a little nervous about putting lime down and then like immediately seeding. Like, that may actually impact your yield. In Farm Sim, it doesn't matter, but it's kind of a corrosive substance. So You want to mix it in before you do anything else, really. Have I heard of David Brown tractors? No, I've never heard of that before. Funny how many times you said at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, I like that. It's a good phrase. I like to use that one, dude. I don't know what to tell you. No beacons. There is no beacons on this. There's top mounted hazards, which is close enough. You got these guys on here. This tractor is like before beacons were standard, though. Like, when this tractor was released, this was not when beacons were mandatory / standard on every tractor. I also find that North American tractors don't go as hard on the beacons. It's because North American tractors can genuinely go their whole life without driving on the road. And I don't know if there is mandatory beacons yet in most parts of North America. In Europe, you drive on the road a lot more. Beacons are mandatory, stuff like that, but don't expect it too often on North American tractors. Not the older ones, that's for sure. Middle-aged woman lit a firework off her behind and called for her butt being burnt. That sounds about right. If I picture the 4th of July, that's kind of the thing I expect to be happening. That is so funny. Was she okay? She just had a burn? Oh, God. What a horrible spot to have a burn, dude. That's got to be worse than Taco Bell. What'd you like to see in the new Farming Sim game? Mud. I want to see mud. I am okay that we didn't get it in Farm Sim 25. I think sometimes when we ask these questions, people are like, I can't believe they didn't add it to Farm Sim 25. Farm Sim 25 was good. They upgraded it a good enough chunk that I'm happy with it. In the next game, mud would be super good, and irrigation. I'm keeping my requests realistic. Like, I know this isn't a billion-dollar company. It's not a billion-dollar game. They sell a few million units when the game comes out, right? Like, I know what we're playing. If we get mud and irrigation, or even just one of those things, I would be pretty happy. Irrigation, I'm doubtful of. See, the problem is the things that I want make the game a little too hardcore, and that's always the problem with the features that I want in the game. Is when I'm looking for a feature, it usually makes the game harder, and that's what I want. But I know that they don't really... I don't know if it's that they don't like adding it, but there is definitely a downside to adding stuff to the game that makes it harder. And it's just that, like, the average player doesn't want that. They'll turn it off or they'll complain about it because, like, people don't play this game as a challenge. They play it as kind of like a satisfying relaxation game. Whereas, like, I like the challenge of Farming Sim, the realism. And so I tend to look for features that have that, basically. Mainly mud, if it's done similarly to SnowRunner. Yeah, so similarly to SnowRunner. Now, the problem does become difficulty still. When your tractors can get stuck, which is what I want. I don't want just visual mud. I want tractors to get stuck. I want tire choices to matter. Stuff like that. Like, that's what I want out of mud. But that does make the game harder. There's a lot of people to this day that still don't play SnowRunner because they find the game to be too hard. And that's totally fair. Not everybody's looking for a difficult mud game. So I don't really blame people for not enjoying SnowRunner. But I do forget that that is still widely considered to be a very difficult game, and adding mud to this game would put it kind of at that level. I love and hate SnowRunner. I agree with that. I go through phases of SnowRunner love and hate. That's for sure. I guess the Brooklyn Bridge caught fire during the fireworks. Are you serious? That's insane. Yeah, I guess they probably launched fireworks around that, hey? That's wild. They got to cater to people who use TikTok. Even with simulators, it surprises me how casual some of the player base is. And there's nothing wrong with that. The more people that can enjoy it, the better. The problem becomes when you want something that might be a hardcore feature, but you can't really turn it on and off. Like, mud is a core engine feature. You can't turn off mud, you know? Now, they may be able to do something where turning off mud just means that all of the tires have an insane amount of traction or something like that. Like, maybe they'll get clever with it. But some of those things just, like, can't be added to the game in a way where you can turn it on and off. Irrigation, I always figured they could add that to precision farming at some point and just do it like that. No need to add it to the core game. So I think there's still some chance we see irrigation to some degree, but that would be a complicated one to add as well. Here we go. I don't know if I can get another whole pass. How much are we at? 19%. I actually might be able to get close. Hit it at full speed. Be smart about it. Start around there. Okay. I might be able to make that work. Dude, this field took 2 full batches of lime. I've spent a lot of money on lime. That was like $20,000 worth of lime already. Not quite, like $15,000 worth of lime. So it hasn't been a cheap project so far. We still got to do the other 2 fields too. And then Walter's Field at some point. This is a little bit of an expensive project, but that's okay. Not on this save. No, this save won't have multiplayer on it. New pumps and hoses, if it can be done right. I know everybody wants pumps and hoses. I don't want Farm Sim 22 pumps and hoses. It sucked. It was a really cool idea, but it didn't work at the end of the day. If it can be added in a way where it actually works, I would love it. If it's just going to be a port over from Farm Sim 22, I don't want that. I don't think that was a good experience. It was so frustrating. There were a couple parts of it that worked and were really fun, but for the most part, it was just kind of a nightmare to get it working. And I could take it or leave it personally. How you doing today? We're doing good, Spud. Welcome in. I'm on PC. Fergus, thank you for the heart and the boxing gloves and the roses. And Keith, thank you for the pops on TikTok. I appreciate that. Oh man, we actually got that whole pass. Just barely, at least. Oh yeah, just barely. Okay. Okay, I have a little more lime at the house. And then we gotta buy the rest. I do not get bored. I do get bored. I've been bored of this game before, but then I don't play it, you know? Like, if you're bored of a game, don't play it at the end of the day. Now, there's things you could do. When you have a self-guided game like this, and a lot of simulators have this problem, some people aren't as good at coming up with things to do in sandbox games like this. BeamNG, Farming Sim. What else is a really sandboxy simulator? Even like Star Citizen could be used. Some people struggle to come up with tasks and goals for themselves and stay playing. At the end of the day, if you're bored, don't play it. Play something else. But in this game, if you're having that issue, but you do want to have more fun with it, it's all about setting some sort of goal for yourself so that you always have something to work on at the end of the day. What map? Native Doll. Mod for mud on PC. You can get stuck winches, etc. Yeah, it's okay. I think there's a better one coming out. There was one that required like the map to be special. Like you couldn't just add it to existing maps. You pretty much had to download specific maps that had the compatibility. So it's not like a full-on mud mod, but we'll see what comes out. I think to really do it, it unfortunately just has to be added to the game to get the full experience. I know for a fact I'm going to need at least that amount still. And I'll just buy it in batches of 8 now, because that's probably good. Only lime I know is Lyme disease and for concrete. Same stuff as concrete. Yes, but concentrated, right? It's basically like a... it reduces the acid levels in the soil. So it's like a really highly concentrated basic substance. And it just offsets the acidity in the soil. Because as you farm soil, it becomes more acidic. But obviously that's bad for the plants. And so you just put some of this on and it brings the pH back into kind of that neutral territory. Lime is crucial for crops. It depends on where in the world you are. There are some places that really struggle with acidity. There's some places that don't struggle with acidity at all. It's definitely a circumstantial thing. In Farming Sim, to get your highest yield, yes, it's virtually essential. In real life, depends on where you live. As with any other farming, farming advice and farming information, it depends on the soil, it depends on where you live, the moisture levels, stuff like that. It even depends on what you farm. Like there are some crops that will make your soil more acidic and some that won't have much of an impact at all, right? So a lot of what do you call it? Circumstances, I guess. Do you have farming experience in real life? I do have farming experience in real life. Although I've never farmed poppies, that's for sure. Do you have Vultras in Canada? I'm sure there are Vultras in Canada, but I have never seen one in person. Our most common brands are John Deere, Case IH, New Holland in the modern day. See a little bit of Claas where I am, and then historically, yeah, it was a lot of New Holland, Case, and John Deere. Used to see a little bit of Fiat, but like I haven't seen a Fiat in ages, not a modern one. I've seen them rotting in farmyards, but I haven't really seen a new Fiat. They're not really making anything, are they? Anything modern, because they merged with New Holland, right? Yeah, mostly this. You don't see Vultras. And again, they might be used, like Canada's a really big place. You might see them further east where they're a little bit closer, but you'd have to ship them from Finland. So they're not exactly convenient. Easy to buy American and Mexican made tractors. Historically in Canada's horses? Not that historically. Not that historically. Do we have Fendt over here? Yes, we do, but you don't see them as much. It's kind of like buying a BMW in Canada. Like, we have them, but they're much harder to maintain than like stuff that's made here where you could get parts quickly, you know. Fendt is definitely a little bit of a luxury. I don't know a lot of farmers that run Fendt. Yeah. We call NH Fiat. You call New Holland Fiat? That's kind of sick. Yeah, there's actually a Fendt dealership in Red Deer, I think. But it's not even a Fendt dealership. It's a Brandt dealership that carries Fendt, I think is what it is. My friend modded his PC and now it says he's playing Farmstead 2493. Oh, you don't mod your PC to do that. You just right click on the game in Steam and it'll say you're playing whatever you want it to say, to be honest. It's a little silly. You know any Swedish maps? No, I don't know any Swedish maps. Couldn't tell you. I've only played about 5 maps in Farmstead 25 so far. How's the weather been in Alberta? It's been okay. It's been very stormy. We've basically been swapping between really sunny and windy and massive hailstorms and thunderstorms. That's pretty much the only weather we've had for the past 4 weeks. I think we've had 3 days total that have been sunny and not windy. It's been kind of crappy, to be honest with you. But that's all right. We've been able to enjoy the weather a little bit. You're a Alberta boy? I sure am, Beef. I grew up on a farm just south of Sherwood Park. And then I moved to Fort Saskatchewan when I moved out of my parents' house. I worked in Fort Saskatchewan for a little bit. And then I was out in Hinton for a few years, and now I'm in Calgary. And I've only been in Calgary for about 6 months. Weather's a lot like Hinton, surprisingly. I think just proximity to the mountains. But the winter was a lot more mild than Edmonton, so I think I like that. That was better. Edmonton winters are horrendous. Okay, there we go. All done. Oops, I hit the other field a little bit, but that's fine. Your hometown's Calgary, but grew up in Disbursement and Strath. Now I'm in you're in Saskatchewan, or you're in Saskatoon, or you're in Fort Saskatchewan. I'm assuming Saskatchewan. Wow, you moved to Saskatchewan. We've had a lot of people moving from Saskatchewan to Alberta over the last year or so, and from Saskatchewan to BC as well. To Saskatchewan is crazy. It's nice here, I would imagine. I've been to Saskatchewan a couple times as a kid, but I haven't had an excuse to go in the last little bit, you know. Chief Beef, thanks for that follow, dude. I appreciate that. Did what you said. I've been harvesting wheat, but where do I sell it and how do I start bread? Okay, don't worry about bread for now. Focus on selling your wheat. Oh, I already did this. Focus on selling your wheat and upgrading your equipment and your land for now, and then get into bread a little bit later. You have to go to the prices menu, and then it'll tell you all the places where you can sell it, and then you just find that place on the map. Tyler, thanks for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate that. You're moving back to Alberta. Lander, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Moving back to Alberta. Where are you now? Got hit with a good heat wave in SO, so it's been rough, especially with the humidity. Where's SO? Southern Ontario? I guess. Yeah, you guys had a good heat wave out that way. We had one a couple years ago, but it's been pretty mild this year. Wait, did I do the headland as well? Oh, go look at the map. SO is Kentucky. Oh, you're in Kentucky. Sorry, I mixed up the two conversations. Okay, that's good. That's really good. You're moving back to Alberta from Kentucky. Interesting. I've never been to Kentucky. I don't know anything about it. John, you shut your mouth right now. Europe is burning as it's on fire, or it's just hot? Oh yeah, you guys had a crazy heat wave out that way too, hey? Yeah, that one actually has been a heat wave. Usually I make fun of you guys for how you say 25 degrees Celsius is too hot. But you guys have actually had a heat wave. Man, the UK I feel like has had it kind of rough, because didn't you guys have like a really intense winter time this year? And now you're having a kind of a crazy summer so far? That's wild. You guys see how he talked to me? John, you talk to me the same way. Vegas is hotter than Europe. Yeah, but you guys are used to it. You guys are built for the heat. Like, Vegas has air conditioning. The Europeans don't get enough heat to have air conditioning, so it's not really, I don't know if it's a fair comparison. It'd be like if Vegas got to, 5 degrees Celsius. I was in Vegas and it was about 10 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in cheeseburgers, but it was about 10 degrees Celsius, and everyone was bundled up like it was the middle of winter. I got weird looks in a t-shirt walking around Vegas in that temperature, and there are people with scarves on. I've never seen scarves in Vegas, dude. I thought that was nuts. I didn't even know you guys had scarves. Is the Scottish map and onion and fish DLC worth it? Oops, I didn't realize that was still on. Scottish map and onion and fish DLC worth it? Yes, but you have to actually use it for that. Like, don't just buy it to play it how you normally play it. You actually have to farm onions and fish for it to be worth buying. But then it is. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. 17 degrees Celsius with light wind or no wind is perfect t-shirt weather. Oh, I agree. I agree, dude. Yeah, totally. 10 degrees Celsius is about 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. Yeah, it was weird. Now, you can't really base, like, Vegas, especially if you're where I go in Vegas, you're mostly looking at tourists anyways, so it's like, I don't know how the Vegas locals were holding up to the slight cold. It's kind of hard to gauge Vegas because you're looking at a lot of tourists generally, so you don't know where people are from. Average Sim Racer, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Welcome in. You guys just starting a second heat wave? Good luck, dude. Good luck. Hi, DG. How's it going? So if you're in Europe, are you guys buying air conditioners now? Like, are you just accepting that it's air conditioner time like the rest of us? I went with no air conditioner for a while and I regretted it. Well, we got air conditioning built in now, but I had bought a standalone unit. Or no. Somebody gave us I think Amy's parents gave us a standalone unit. And that was a lifesaver. That was really, really nice during our really bad heat wave a little while ago. What's the map like, though? What's the map? Oh, the map is incredible. That's one of the best maps that's ever been in a farm sim game. Fantastic. It is European farming, though. Like, keep that in mind if you like this kind of farming. There's no fields this big over on Kinlog, right? So it is very European farming. But if you've never done that before, it's a fun challenge. I actually liked it. Even though I grew up in Canada and I know Canadian farming and stuff like that, I really liked the playing a European map and switching it up. I just kind of made an effort to use European equipment and European size tractors and stuff like that. And it was really good. Oh, you're Scottish? Well, then you'll be fine. It's a Scottish map. Yeah, you're set. Vegas visitors suck, to be honest. Most of them don't respect the locals. That's true. That's true. Out of all of the places that I've been a tourist, tourists are the worst in Vegas. Now, I think, like, Vegas likes to play into that, but I know the locals aren't as big of a fan. Aren't as big of a fan of that. But unfortunately, the city does kind of lean into that image, you know. Are there Canadian maps of Farms 25? Just got it. I only have 3 farms. In the mods, yeah. There's Canadian maps in the mods. Like, this is Manitoba, but not in the base game. Sparx, I'm back. I was in too much pain. I was admitted to the hospital again. I just got home. Oh my God, that's 2 of you that were in the hospital. Well, Rainer, I hope you're doing okay. That's 2 people in the hospital today. DG, thank you for the 255 stream streak, by the way. In Denmark, we experienced the hottest day ever recorded in the country just a couple of weeks ago. Really? That's wild. Well, stay safe. Find some water. Find some water. Buy an air conditioner. Buy an air conditioner in the wintertime when they're cheap, by the way. Not when you really need it. Because you're going to need more. You're going to need an air conditioner again in Europe. This will not be the last time in your life that the temperature will be brutal, you know? I work as a welder. The workshop was about 40 degrees Celsius last week. Wearing thick coveralls and masks was horrible. That would be brutal. I would honestly just like screw the PPE. I'm just raw dogging it at that point, dude. That's horrendous. Do you want to say hi? No, that's okay, Dungeon. You're all good. You're not going to be the 3rd person in the hospital? Okay, that's good. That's good. Does it take a 3-day ticket to see everything at the Sim convention? No. Yeah, so Sim Gaming Expo coming up in September. I don't have a link for you guys just yet. I should probably reach out and get my ticket link so that I can give you guys a link and maybe a discount. So don't get a ticket just yet. Let me get that sorted. No, I think if you go for 1 day and you make an effort to see everything, you'll be all right. It's going to be bigger than last year. But even at last year's size, like I think 1 day was more than enough. It also depends on where you go. Like if you go at peak times after work, you're going to be waiting in line to try out cool stuff. But if you could get out there when they open, yeah, you can make it work in 1 day. You might actually be able to like buy a ticket. Like, I don't know if you could start with 1 day and then if you feel like you didn't get everything you want to see, if you could potentially like buy a ticket then. I don't think it's sold out last year, so you might be able to upgrade your ticket later or buy another daily admission if you really felt like you were missing out. I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for Sim Gaming Expo. That was one of my favorite trips from last year. It was so good, dude. Future, thank you for the 270 stream streak. Have any empty 3D? Oh, I have an empty 3D printer currently. Any ideas? I got nothing for you. That's a question for my dad. Dad will get you stuff to 3D print, I'm sure. Seems to be rooms real close on the grounds, but I live about 20 minutes away. If you live 20 minutes away, just drive out there. Yeah. Schaumburg has plenty of places to stay. I mean, you're right by the airport there, so it's hotels galore. You're never too far from the convention center. If you're 20 minutes away, I would just drive it. If you're anywhere close, I would just drive over. I don't find driving out there to be too bad anyways. Been thinking about buying a SimTaz joystick, but I wanted to know if it's worth the money. Yes, it's worth the money. Any joystick is worth the money. Like going from no joystick to a joystick is worth the money. The SimTask stuff is fantastic, and I'd absolutely say get it. Getting the wheel and getting the joystick were 2 of the biggest upgrades I ever made to my gaming, you know. Keith, thank you for the pop on TikTok. Appreciate that. SimCon Expo, that sounds cool. Yeah, Chicago, Illinois, September this year. They did the first one last year. I went for all 3 days and I loved it. I had a great time. I'm going again this year for sure. It depends on how far away you are from Chicago. Like for me, it's only like 700 Canadian dollars round trip. Like $500 US for round trip. Hotels are still relatively cheap. I mean, it's Schaumburg. You're not really, you know, people aren't exactly searching for hotels. Just loaded up the Schaumburg hotels, I guess. So hotels are relatively cheap. I really had a great time. Definitely worth getting out to. And we don't really have anything closer in terms of simulator stuff. Like there's SimCon, but I think that was in Europe, wasn't it? Wasn't close. That's all I know. And then there's like PAX and Gamescom, but they're not simulator focused. This is a fully simulator focused event. It's really cool. Yes, we're playing on Precision Farm. That's correct. How does walking about work with the farm stick and the wheel? I just have a controller. I have a controller on my lap at all times, and I use that for walking around. If you ever see me get out of the tractor, I'll just pick it up and use that. You don't have to press any buttons or unplug it and plug it in. It's just ready to go when you pick it up and put it back down. There's a Sim Expo in my town, but I didn't know. Kind of sad about that. Oh, hopefully they do it again and you actually get to go. Because, like, that's the thing about simulators, right? Is they're so expensive that it's kind of hard to just get the chance to try it before you buy it. You can watch streams like this and ask questions and get a good idea for, you know, for what the sim experience is like. But to actually sit in a rig and give it a try can be really hard to find. So something like the Sim Gaming Expo is genius. That was such a good idea, honestly. How do you stay on a log save? Normally stay on a save for 5 hours, but I see with like 200 hours or more, it really is about starting from scratch. There's no way around it. If you want a 200-hour save, you start from scratch. That's it. If you're starting with too much, you're getting 2 to 5 hours. That's it. Start from scratch. You'll be able to get way more hours than that. I need a mounting rig with a chair. It might get those hydraulics. That sounds like a good place to get a deal. Yeah, you know what? I didn't really think about that, but there are vendors there. Now, a lot of the people there are turnkey sellers, so like that's where they build you the entire setup. But there's even vendors for like the individual wheels and joysticks and rigs, stuff like that. You can check out and try. They're not really that hard to build yourself, but when you get into the motion rigs, that's when it can be really nice to buy like a ready-to-go one. Also depends on your budget. If you got the budget for it, I guess a ready-to-go one would be way nicer because they are finicky. And keep your socks on. Yeah, that's true. We went last year and some kid jumped on a driving rig and took both of his socks off and freaked everyone out. Keep your shoes on, keep your socks on the driving rigs. Don't take your socks off in a public space. Also, you're just going to get something weird. That kid probably picked up like athlete's foot or something like that. I wouldn't be taking my socks off at a convention hall, dude. I don't know how many conventions you guys have been to, but taking your socks off is probably like gonna be patient zero for some sick new foot disease, that's for sure. How's the crop thingy work in front of the tractor? Not the tester of the soil, the Isaria thing. So that's reading the nitrogen levels. It's actually not doing anything for us right now because we're putting lime down. But those Isaria things are reading the nitrogen requirements. So when we go to fertilize, that'll give us more accurate fertilizer data, and we can use that to basically not waste fertilizer at the end of the day. So I put them on all my tractors at this point. Our seeder applies fertilizer. That's the best way to do it that I found. Like you can go and you can apply fertilizer separately, but honestly, I had a way better time with seeders that put fertilizer in, and that got it perfect, exactly how it should be. You can do it with stuff like this, but it does, you know, it can't control every little bit of space. You can only kind of generally control how much fertilizer you use, or lime. Cara, tree for petunia. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, we almost have to refill this, actually. Having a little nap behind me. Do you play ATS? Yeah, sometimes. ATS for me, lovely game, best truck simulator out there. But it does get really repetitive in a more repetitive way than this game. Like, this game gets repetitive, but you're doing different tasks all the time. For American Truck Sim, you are just driving on the roads. That's it. Usually what I do if I play American Truck is I'll grab one long drive, 1 or 2 hours away. I'll drive it and then I'll shut it down for a month or two. I don't know how people can just sit and play for hours. Well, I know how, because it's a good game and it's immersive. So I do know how. I can't, though. I'm definitely not the kind of person that will spend hundreds of hours playing American Truck. Okay, another probably. Oh, do we need another full batch? I'm gonna go with another full batch just because we are gonna do Walter's Field. So we're gonna go 16,000, and then we need another 4,000. That should pretty much do everything we need now, and then when we do Walter's Field, we'll just we'll grab whatever we need. I didn't know that was inappropriate. Next time I'll leave my shoes and socks on. John, that's crazy. I hope that wasn't you. That would make sense. That would make sense. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, keep your socks on. Keep your shoes on. You can bring driving shoes though. Like if you really wanted to get a good feel for the driving rigs, like bring a pair of driving shoes. Either driving shoes or racing shoes. And try those out. People will probably forgive you for that. What's the difference? You spend hundreds of hours playing this? Because this one you go from task to task. In American and Euro Truck, it's one task. It's driving a truck with a trailer attached to it. So like when you're sick of doing that, there's nothing else you could do. You could do it again. That's it. In this one, the task balancing is so nice. Like, as by the time I'm sick of cultivating, I'm done cultivating. By the time I'm sick of spreading lime, I'm done spreading lime. And so you go task to task a little more. At the end of the day, it's still drawing lines over fields, but at least the tasks change a little bit, you know? And then you get to like pallet handling and all that other fun stuff. It's a shame how console players have way less mods than PC. Unfortunately, console players have brought that on themselves. That is a result of people cheating on consoles. Now, the average console player isn't to blame for that, but that did have to happen because of people cheating in competitive games. So they just said no scripts on consoles, period. That's it. But like, the mods that you get are still good at the end of the day. No force feedback. You go as fast as possible. Yeah, I don't really get that, because I find the people who go as fast as possible with the biggest equipment, they're just farming more space. So they're basically doing stuff for the same amount of time, right? Or do you literally spend like 5 minutes on each task? Like you're going for maximum speed. I don't know. I like indulging in the process a little bit. I find it makes the game a little more rewarding to do it for real, you know? And so I like to indulge in the time spent a little bit. That being said, sometimes the thing takes too long and I'm just done with it though. That does happen. Like with the peas, that's why I had to get rid of the peas and the spinach. Harvesting of the peas and the spinach was just taking too long. Like it was beyond how long it was fun for. And I just had to get rid of those. So I will make some changes in the game based on how long I want to be doing something. Okay, 2 more passes on this, and then we do that little field, and then we could start seeding. Oh, did I miss some? Oh, no, it's just a really small line. Okay, we'll just check the map, make sure this is all good after, and then we'll do that little field beside us, and then we'll start seeding and see how it goes. East West, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Welcome in. You take your time in this one. Oh, some people go as fast as they can in American Truck. Is that what you're saying? I drive. See, I hate that the most. That's the worst way to play American Truck, in my opinion, is when you just pedal to the metal, going as fast as you can. I find at least trying to follow the rules of the road and the laws and stuff like that adds some level of challenge. Like it adds something to think about more than just holding a steering wheel and holding the pedal down. So I'm definitely like an all finds on, drive properly kind of player in American Truck, just because I need something to think about. I can't play games where I'm just looking at the screen and responding to the actions. I need something for my brain to do, you know? Infernal says I'm here for the sides. Okay, we're in the middle of it. We're just gonna finish our line, and then it's planting time, and then we're gonna start reading. We're gonna start reading yield levels and see where we come in. Alaskan Road Trucker, on the other hand, hitting the sick drifts is the whole point. Surely, I think you might be right about that. Yeah, can't do that with the sim setup. You made this video, you will tip over with the sim settings too. Like it is a lot harder to just rip through. You can still do it. You just have to be a lot more careful. But you're right. Like we run simulator settings, no assists on American Truck, and so just kind of ripping through everything doesn't actually work nearly as well. Hi, Mr. Drabstrom. Farming and Oliver, thanks for the follows, guys. You get the sprayer without the claw. This actually isn't that. Spreader, but it looks like it. So this is the one that's in the new Sky Pack. The one with the claw is cooler. This one has a little more capacity, but other than that, this is nothing special at the end of the day. So No Man's Land isn't in Farmstead 25, but there are map mods in this game that are functionally the same idea as No Man's Land. The guy who made No Man's Land says it's not coming to Farmstead 25, and he would not like anybody to port it, which is crazy. But like, there are maps that are functionally the same. No Man's Land wasn't that special of a map, to be honest, and maybe that's a hot take. No Man's Land was a nice map, but it's literally just nothing. It's just empty space. We have 50 of those maps in 25, where it's just empty space, and you can have that same kind of playthrough where you're, you know, pretty much just developing a map yourself. And it works. We're playing on one called New Hope. That's the one with Austin. Oh, no, we're no longer playing on that one, I guess. That was the first fence, and it wasn't called Fence Line Feud at the time. But the first series where we did First to a Million, that was on New Hope, and that was functionally a No Man's Land style map. So you can kind of do it. I don't really get nostalgic for maps that I've already played. Like, as much as I love Silver Run even, like, I don't really want to go back and play it again. Once you've played it, you've played it. I don't really see the appeal of going back to maps you've already played. I like to, if I'm going to find a new map, it's because it's new. I guess. It's something new to do. If I get a trip that is 17 hours, I'm pushing that truck to get it done in under 14 hours. That way I don't need to stop, sleep, and refuel before the delivery in ATS. See, I like all that stuff. I like finding a place to sleep. I like stopping for fuel, following the rules of the road, and still trying to get it there in time. That's my style for sure. I think I got that spot that I missed, didn't I? Or did I miss another spot? The tracks make it kind of deceiving, because it looks like there's spots that I've missed, but it's actually just like tracks. Okay. Then this field will be done as well, and then we just need that little one beside it. That's gonna take like 3 passes. Okay, maybe a little more than that, but it'll be quick. Do your thrustmasters get stick drift? Usually it just means you need to calibrate it. If it really gets it though, which can happen with non-Hall effect devices, just send it back to the manufacturer. Like, just get in contact with them and be like, hey, something's wrong with this. And they'll either replace the whole thing, or they'll send you a piece to replace it. They'll walk you through the calibration setup if you've never done that before. But that's how you fix stuff like that. And that's with everything. If you have a simulator device with any sort of drift or feedback, first thing you should do is contact the manufacturer. So Logitech pedals are really bad for that. Lots of joysticks have that problem. What else? Hold on, let me ban this spammer real quick. Yeah, simulator gear. Unfortunately, that is one of the downsides of simulator gear, is that you have to figure out how to problem solve stuff like that, which is a little frustrating, but it's all right. Is that the new spreader? It is the new spreader. Not bad. Okay. Oh, are we gonna steering assist this one? If I do one headland, it might be a little better. Yeah, we don't really have a lot of room to turn around here, but let's run that. Should be fine. Go around. We'll start on this side. You can calibrate it on Xbox as well. Calibration is not a PC only thing. Not all wheels can do it, but most joysticks can be calibrated on console. You just need to look up the console setup guide. It's usually a combination of like holding buttons on the joystick and then moving the joystick in a specific way. It'll start the calibration. So that's all you need to do. For if this joystick, we've got the calibration guide in the Discord, but you can also just look it up on the internet and you're good. Looks the same width as the Highland spreader. It's pretty much exactly the same. It just holds more lime, which is good. Like, that is a benefit. I would say that's actually the most important thing with a lime spreader, because like it could spread 70 meters wide, but if I have to go back and get more lime every 10 seconds, it's gonna be less convenient, right? So this one I like just because of the holding capacity, but frankly, it's not that much more than the Highlands one. Like, it's definitely not worth buying the Sky Pack for, but we have it, so we'll use it, you know. Mr. Trapstorm, I'm thinking of the hydrate. Yeah, you get a farm stick for the PS4. Yep. So this field's getting direct drilled, right?
Mr. Drapstorm just subscribed with Prime.
We're doing a direct drill on this one. We're gonna have to really be on top of our tram lines and our weed spraying though, because like this one in particular is gonna get really bad weeds if we're drilling it. That one is not gonna be so bad. That was gonna be terrible as well. We're gonna be dealing with a lot of weeds this year, but see how it goes. I don't stream on YouTube, but I stream on Twitch. That's our like if you want a platform where you can see the whole screen, Twitch is where we are. I do post the streams to YouTube, so if you're looking for, you know, you want to watch the streams when I'm not live, you can actually see them all on YouTube. I just got to get those caught up, though. Mr. Drapstorm, thank you for the Prime sub for 29 months. I appreciate you. Welcome in. Thanks for using your Prime in here, dude. Okay, I don't know how to get back through here. I kind of want to get rid of these trees, but for realism purpose, we might have to leave them. Keeps the wind off of the fields. How do I turn my Moses Spring Strength higher if it's already at 100%? That's all you get, really. I mean, some games let you turn it up. So you can go 100% in Pit House and then find a way to go higher in the game that you're playing, but that's pretty much your only option. Some games override the hardware profile too, which is really annoying. Like I think Farm Sim overrides the hardware profile and just does its own nonsense. Oh, an emergency! We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go put out a fire. I left the tractor on. It's fine. I'll spend the fuel to save somebody's hay bales. Hold on. We've been asked to help with a fire. I'm really confused. Does direct drive wait, hold on. Does direct drilling affect environmental score with precision farming? We're gonna find that out because I actually I don't know either. That's another good question. I feel like any tillage lowers your score, but you can also get 100% with a cultivator, so it's probably fine. All right, I think it said hay bale fire in this case. Let's do it. This fire truck's way better. I could probably sell the old fire truck, but we don't actually get the money, so it's no big deal. All right. I'm not turning the sirens on because they're annoying. Okay, where the heck are we going? We are going to... Oh, it's like the middle of town. What the heck? It's like in somebody's front yard or something. That's crazy. Okay, well, I know how to get there. I can turn this off because I know where we're going. You've never seen this? Okay, here. I like that one. That's the best one for sure, but it is so loud that it is not worth it's not worth turning on. Then we got a regular horn too. We're just gonna use the horn instead. Inmate, thank you so much for the raid. Oh my god, dude, long time no see. How you been? Guys, welcome in. How was your stream? We're just going to put out a fire real quick. Oh, it's in somebody's backyard. I must have misread this. No, it actually does look like it's in somebody's front yard, but this is showing backyard. Okay, well that's good. Oh my god, is this that same guy that lit his bales on fire? Oh my god, is this Austin's house from Fenceline Feud? It actually is. We're going to Austin's house. Dude, that's so funny. It's actually Austin's house from Fenceline. That's mine right there. I have peas in that field. This is his. Dude, that's so funny. Hold on, let me unclip the hoses. I don't think we have to put in the, we're not near the road, so we don't have to put in the things. Does AI traffic give right away? No, AI traffic is nonsense. Car, welcome in. Inmate, how was your stream, dude? Welcome in. Gotta find the sweet spot. There's no indicator, so you just gotta like... You just gotta find it. Oh. Oh. I've got it. I've got it. It's going out. Do we have to put out Austin's fire? Can't it just left to be burnt? Well, then I would win. Yes, exactly. Was great fun. Thanks for trying out the John Ruda trucks on ATS. Oh, no way. Are they any good? I've heard lots of good things about those. The tow truck. Heard lots of good things about his mods. Austin's burning bales. We'll help him out. We'll help him out. He's just a damsel in distress. We gotta help him put out his fires. There we go. Boom, 431 bucks. All right, good luck, Austin. Have fun with that. I always have to get ourselves home. If you work a shift, you do get paid a lot more. But oh, did I don't think I put my hose reel back on. Almost left the free hose reel. Hold on. Kind of important. Hard to put out a fire without hoses. Probably would have just bought a new one. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. We're gonna buy the farm stick for PS4. Oh, you can't. It's not on PS4. It's on PS5, but it's not on PS4. Any links that you guys are looking for will be in my bio. Yeah, it's all good. They'll just be in my bio. There's one link there, and it'll just take you to a link tree, which is like a big collection of links, and then anything you're looking for should be in there. So always skeptical, not gonna lie, but I'm very happy with them. Yeah, the tow truck is very cool. Right, because they're paid mods, aren't they? Dude, if you're gonna get a paid mod, it's gotta be top tier. Glad to hear that you think they're good though. I think I had asked Mike Pett about them at one point, and he was generally pretty happy with them as well. So they could get kind of expensive too. How would the farm sticks work for Farm Sim? You just have to set them up. Like, I don't think anything is plug and play for Farm Sim or for Star Citizen. So, you know, you buy dual joysticks, dual farm sticks, and then you'll just have to set the bindings. Like, I use mine for Microsoft Flight Sim, Arma, Star Citizen if I ever play, and they work great. One set of sticks is good enough, and it goes the other way too. Like, if you've already got joysticks for a flight sim, you could totally use it as a farm sim stick as well. Not on console, but on PC, you'll be able to do it. Plotty, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Welcome in. And Riley K, thanks for the follow on TikTok. Since I like how often we have to do this, like every couple of hours to do a run on the fire truck is really fun. It's enough that it's fun, and I don't get sick of it. But what a fun little pack, dude. I think when I got two of them, I had to set them in Windows stick 1 and stick 2. Yeah, you might have to do that. There is also a way to assign them to left and right. Now I think they come with a switch on the back or the bottom for left and right, like the console ones do, but the PC ones, you might have to change it in Windows. You're right. Can I 3D print you anything? I don't need anything 3D printed, but thank you for the offer. No, I got nothing. What did you just pick up with the fire truck? Okay, so on the back, there's a hose reel on the right. That's basically fire hose. And then on the left, there is traffic cones and stuff that you can put on the road to stop the cars and make a little bit of space. And then you can unfold, you can't do it with the reels attached, but you can unfold the ladders on the top so they're accessible. And then there's actually a big light on the top here too. So if you ever do one at night, you can put the Wally light up. Oh! It could go too far down. Oh. It technically poked out under the vehicle, but that's fine. It's just like it's a free DLC, which is kind of sick. And it comes with the firefighter suit as well. It's like a little window that says left and right. Is that a button? On some of the, like on the T16000s it is. I don't know if it is on the farm sticks. Gotta get back into our regular clothes. What the heck was I wearing? I think I just changed the shirt. It was good enough for me. All right, back to finishing this lime. So where are we at for yield? We won't see yet until we seed. I wish I tested mulching better. I almost want to mulch. No, I think maybe next year we'll do some mulching and we'll like mulch half the field and then not mulch another half the field, because I feel like we didn't test it well enough when we had originally tested it. Riley Ty, Benji Lewis, thank you for the follows on TikTok, guys. The text on your videos are immensely huge. Yes, you want to make that relatively big because some people have really bad eyesight. So I go with pretty big text on my videos. That's correct. Yo, it's specifically like people who watch on Instagram that really want that text on there. So I will oblige and make it happen. So thanks for that follow on Twitch. Welcome in too. I mulch every field on regular farm sim, but precision farming changes so much that it's hard to keep track of everything that helps and stuff that doesn't help. Like rolling the seeds doesn't seem to matter on precision farming, but I roll it for the rocks, so if there was a bonus, we'd be getting it. But I also noticed some of our fields don't quite hit their maximum yield. There's probably still something we're missing. Does look really good. You have a good editor. Thank you. Thank you. Some of them are by me. Some of them are by Unstable Sparky. You guys know Unstable Sparky. And some of them are by, I don't know if he wants his name out there, but the same editor that did that video for Austin. The one with the first to a million challenge has been doing some of ours. Not those ones, like not those videos. Those are either mine or Sparky that's editing those. clips could be anybody really. Like that guy's done them. I think Sparky's even done some clips for us. Testing out a couple of other editors for clips as well. Emmy does some clips for us too. So clips could be anyone. And then sometimes there's clips out there that are not even affiliated with me at all. They're just people doing it. And so it might not even have anything to do with me. But they do a good job. People have been killing it for clips, dude. Did you ever expand to the northeast? I started in Nadenthal where you did, but then went northeast because it seemed like that was more loam in those fields. Well, I can't actually see... I can't actually see where the loam is and stuff until I buy the fields. Unless there's a way to do it. Like, how do you... I think you can test other people's fields, though, can't you? Oh, no, it actually does tell you soil distribution. You think that's the actual soil distribution? Oh, you're right. Never mind. You can. I should start looking into that. No, I've just been buying fields that are close by. But I should absolutely start looking into the composition of the fields. Yeah, these ones are good. Holy. So it's high. So it's 96% for field 4. That's awesome. That's really good. Is there... like these are junk. That one's not bad. Junk. What is like the best field in this map? That 96% genuinely might be it. Dang, I didn't realize you could do this. Oh, those are good too. 45 is good. 26 is not good. Interesting. I didn't realize that you could see that percentage before you bought it. That would have changed my decisions. All right, well that one up there is a good buy for sure. I might grab something up there too. Captain Shannon, thanks for the follow. Riley, Ty, Benji, Lewis, thanks for the follows on TikTok. I appreciate that too. Thank you, Lewis. That's too nice. Instagram users are blind as hell. Well, it's because Instagram users don't tend to watch with the sound on. TikTok, people typically watch with the sound because they're going to watch videos. But on Instagram, people don't really like there is a shorts feed, but people tend to scroll their main feed on Instagram, which is muted by default. And so having text in your videos is like a highly requested thing for Instagram. YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Facebook Reels, people watch with it, with the audio on, so not as big of a deal. But I just posted all to this, the same video to all the platforms and call it a day. Dazm, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Welcome in. Rolling it does matter on precision farming. It says, but I wasn't seeing the increase in yield. We can test it again and see if we do actually see that increase this time. But yeah, I was not seeing the numbers that I wanted to see. Just about done this, and then we'll plant, and then we'll get into that. Now, is my seeder a drill, or do I need to use something else? I think the horse one is a drill, I think, but I'll double check before we try and plant it. I've been cultivating everything, so it hasn't mattered up until now. I watch you on Twitch with the sound off. Some people genuinely watch on Twitch with the sound off. I had captures going on Twitch for a little bit, but it used this third-party app that wasn't very good. It would work for like 30 minutes at the start of the stream, and then it would stop working at some point halfway through the stream. And so I'd like to find something else. I'm just hoping Twitch adds auto captioning. Like, there's so many platforms that do auto captioning now. I'm hoping Twitch just makes it happen so we don't have to rely on these like third-party things, What's the most immersive single player map? The base game maps are the most immersive. If you're going for pure immersion, the base game maps feel the most lived in. They've got like people walking around. They've got traffic all over the entire map. There's an insane amount of detail. Those are the most immersive. There's a couple of like, I would say decent mod maps that get up there, but base game is still probably the best for immersion. The only downside with those is that they're regular size maps, but that lets them get more, what do you call it? Detail in them, because they don't have to spread the same amount of detail over such a big map. It also depends on what you're trying to do. Like, the base game maps are really immersive, but it's only Poland, Asia. Generally, it's like Southeast, East Asia, and Arkansas. So if you want to, go for immersion in Canada, then you got to change the whole thing up, Okay, do I need this yet? Yes, I do, actually. because this is going to go for seeds. Okay, now it's June. I'm pretty sure this is where we put in our poppies. Poppies go in now. So is that cedar? I'm just gonna check my pH here. All good. This one will need a tweak once we're done. So I'm gonna keep that. But this, I'm pretty sure this gets harvested next month, so we could do it then. Okay. Poppies. I need to see if that horse thing is a drill. That is the Avatar 1225 and Cedar's Avatar 1225. It is a drill. Okay, perfect. So what we're testing, I talked about this at the start of the stream, but I haven't talked about it since then. We're testing to see how different types of cultivation impact the yield on precision farming. So this one has had no cultivation. The only thing that has happened between this current state and since we cut it is we put lime on it. That's it. This one got a shallow cultivation, which is a much faster form of cultivation because it's a really big field. So we went for fast and we put lime on it. Want to get lime on all of them so it got it like back in line. And then this one over here is a regular depth cultivation. So that's done with just a cultivator, a regular cultivator, not a shallow. And it's a bit of a smaller piece of equipment, but supposed to get more yield depending on what you're growing. So we'll see how that impacts our poppies. And then this one is just growing wheat at the moment. We just bought this. All we did for this one is we fixed the nitrogen levels because it was pretty rough. It's actually got really good pH values. It definitely didn't just get lime, but you know, it's got pretty good pH values. And then nitrogen was what we were fixing. So this would probably be close to maximum yield if the nitrogen was a little bit closer. Okay. Now we need to put seeds down. So that is our avatar. And we're just putting poppies on all 3 fields. Let's do the direct drill one first. And see if it gives us yield right then and there. Petro, thank you for the follow, by the way. Appreciate that. We're also going to have to roll all of the fields. I would typically only be rolling the field that needs, what do you call it? The rocks rolled, but I think it's probably best if we roll everything just to be 100% fair about this test here. My steering wheel's a T598. And it has been really cool so far. I got nothing. I got no spare supplies. So let's go load this up at the garage here. What's your Twitch? The Twitch is Sparx TV, Sparx TV. And you can see the whole screen from there. It gets a little more information than what you can see on TikTok. Oh, I had one more bag of lime here. That's okay. We are going to end up using it. That's all right. I also, Desm, I think I missed your follow on Twitch. Thank you so much. Oh, those are seeds. Okay. So we need another bag of seeds. 2 more bags of fertilizer would be good. I'm just gonna do pallets because you get a little bit more. Let's do 2 of each because I'm sure we're gonna use it. And fertilizer, 2 more. Why not? It'll get used eventually, whether it gets used now or later. Holy, that really messes with my turning radius. Right up beside, so we can hopefully get both at the same time. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. And fertilizer. Yeah, you're correct, Malt. Thank you for the for answering that map question. Appreciate that. Holy. Another bag of fertilizer? Okay. Another bag of fertilizer. That means we should probably do 2, because we're going to use a lot of fertilizer in this whole process here. We'll put 2 in there. Go. Good. All right, we got poppies selected. Let's start with our little field because I think that one's going to be the most annoying. So we're going to start with that. Edva, thanks for the follow. Got $36,000 contract for poppies? Holy. And did you get to sell extra too? That's wicked. All right. I'll do the whole thing before we check the yield. Okay, so we can steering this. I'm just going to do one headland again. We'll have to manually do some of it just because some of these fences and stuff are in the way, but that's fine. This field is too small for the kind of equipment we're using. This has been a test field. That's why it's still here. Like, it's such a tiny field, but it's been really handy to test stuff, but without messing up our full field where you may, like, you know, if we test something and it has a massive bad impact on the yield, and we're not messing up so much. Okay. Yeah, it's getting drilled right in. So the shoot. Tramline width. Oops, I messed up the tram lines. What's our current tramline width? I had it set for 33 for some reason. That can't be right. Sprayer. I pass it? 21 meters is what we have. So we want 21 meter width. And we should probably have some overlap, right? Like, should we do 20 meters? Well, we'll see what it lets us do. So if we set... Turn on crop sensor, that's probably important. Oh, you do it from the map, right? Precision farming. Tram lines. I might set it to 20. Just so it has a little bit of an overlap then. So that we don't miss any. Because I find if we do 21, it does miss a little bit on the edges. Well... It's actually a better layout with 20, and it doesn't add any more lines. So yeah, we're going to do 20 because it doesn't actually add any more lines, which is great. All right, well, I have a little bit of bad tram line on here, but we can work around it. It'll just mean we'll have to drive on the crop and mess up a little bit of tram line ourselves, but that's totally fine. Michael, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate that. Just making sure this is 20. Yeah, 20 meter tram line. And then we'll change it for the other fields. We'll see how well it lines up. If it adds a whole new tram line... It's probably better not to, but if you could do it in the same number of lines, then it's better to do it that way because you're not actually losing any of your crop. Yeah, this one's going to be a little bit of a hassle, but that's totally okay. Portuguese, thank you for the follow on Twitch or TikTok. Thank you for the follow on TikTok, and Michael, thank you for the follow on TikTok as well. Just bought Farm Sim 25. I've been playing since release of Farm Sim 19. Any tips like maps or mods? Yeah, I mean, I've really been recommending precision farming to people a lot lately, just because I do find that that really changed the game for me as somebody who's been playing for a long time. It was really nice to learn a bunch of new mechanics. So precision farming if you haven't. Otherwise, for maps, I'm not big on maps because they take me so long to get through. I do like 300 to 500 hour playthroughs. And so I'm not the guy for maps. I would say go on YouTube to find good maps. Because I'm probably the wrong guy for that. Now, why the heck are those there? Oh, because that's a tram line. Oh. I was like, why the heck are those weeds still there? It's actually because there's weeds on the tram line, which is probably fine. Probably end up spraying them anyways, but that is so weird. Okay. And Rocker, thank you for the follow too. Oops. Go. And it looks like it lined up our tram line okay. We didn't quite mess it up enough to cause any problems. So we are going to have a good tram line there. Actually lining up with our wheels from when we were cultivating. Well, our cultivator must be a similar size. Oh no, we didn't cultivate that. Oh, it's because there's no cultivator. It's lining up with last year's tram lines is what it's doing. Okay, that's fine. That makes a lot more sense. I was like, why is it lined up with the wheels so nicely? It's lined up with its old tram lines. I don't know why the tram lines mess up here so bad though. This is that part where it just does a big strip of tram line. See if it'll do better. I did adjust since last time, so we'll see if it does a little better this time around. I agree with that. Maps just aren't as important as people make them out to be. This game really is a matter of like what you do with your map. And so as great as a nice map is, I mostly agree with that. Like it just, maps just aren't that big of an issue. Yeah, it's gonna do that big fat tramline for some reason again. There's something weird about this field. It must be the way we set it up or the way we originally laid it out. Because it does not like that one spot, but whatever. It's not enough of a yield loss to matter to me, that's for sure. And this side, I think we're just gonna have to do two headlands on. Ah, we're gonna hit it, aren't we? We just slide it off. Like this. Oh my god, 4 days to get around this side. I hate farming this close to this fence. There we go. We'll just wreck it. It's fine. No need. Too big of equipment for such a small field. I noticed that even in regular games without precision farming, my GPS will do that. It'll do what? Because that doesn't have anything to do with the GPS. That's literally just the tram line. But what does your GPS do? Is it trying to put down a headland tram line and one that goes to the end of the fields? Oh, I think you're right. I think that is what it's doing. It's got two tram lines side by side. Yeah, like a headland and one to the edge. Yeah, I think you might be right. That's probably the best guess so far. I think doesn't do nice when we try and do line to line like that. Fine. You play that map on console? Yep. Dumb question. How many spark plugs are in a diesel car? Depends on the vehicle, doesn't it? Does it entirely depend on the engine? I don't know. I don't have a diesel car, dude. I drive Whitcomb Park right now. Lots of steep hills, so get to use the Hilco harvesters. That stuff is cool. That we did a really hilly map in Farmstead 22 with the there's one DLC that specialized in that stuff. It was like the Swiss map and the Swiss equipment. We did like a dairy farm there. That one was awesome. L not having a diesel? Sorry, I don't know anything about diesel, dude. None in diesel? There you go, none in diesel. I feel like you could have Googled this. I don't think you needed my help for this. They have glow plugs? Sure, they have glow plugs. I don't have any interest in owning like a truck or I don't know if you specifically mean diesel car. I know they make them, but like not terribly common around here. What is it, Volkswagen? I think there's some diesel Volkswagens kicking around here, but like not a terribly common thing to see ripping around. Hi, Dwight, how's it going, dude? Mark said, I'm not a mechanic, buddy. I'm not a mechanic. I also I don't really have an interest in cars mechanically. Like any interest in vehicles that I have is like motorsport related. Like I don't really care about how they work, to be honest. I drive them. I don't maintain them. I drive them. Maintaining it is your job. I'll win your races, all right? That's the deal we make. I don't look under the hood, and you don't sit behind the steering wheel. It's a good relationship, you know? I've been good, Dwight. Dwight, I was trying to ask you, I think TikTok might be blocking some of your messages or something, so I was trying to ask you about your motion rig the other day. Have you started building the new one yet? Because I saw your post about the new rig getting set up. I was just wondering if you had any progress updates on that one. What's your favorite game? Dude, this one's up there. I got a lot of favorite games, but this is up there. You sold yours. Okay, yeah, I thought you were selling your traction and then building something else. My car is a Fiat Tipo and is diesel. I've never heard of that. Bro, we'll drive an F1 then? Ooh, I don't really like F1. F1 does get boring. I did learn to drive F1 a couple of years ago, just out of principle, because I was tired of hearing about it and I wanted to know how hard it was. F1 is probably one of my least favorites. Not a huge fan of GT. Rally's kind of my personal go-to. That's where my skill set is rally, either as a co-driver or as a driver. F1 is fine. It's just so sanitized. Like, it's so clean. And I don't really like driving with other people on the track. I like having the whole track to myself, or having the whole stage to myself, Driving with other people on the track is just annoying. Like, I hate when you're putting down a really clean time and then you got to get around some idiot. You know, I hate that. I don't enjoy that at all. I like putting down my best time on an empty stage, and try not to die in the process. We all know your favorite game is Rock Stacking Sim. Where do you come up with these games, JB? Are these real games when you say stuff like this, or no? Austin Farmer's better? Well, then he's got to prove it, because so far he's a worse farmer. He lost. He lost. He's got to get his title back, but right now he's the less good farmer of us two, and it's been proven. What's your opinion on Western Wilds map? I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Nothing much. T-Gear, welcome back, dude. They're all real games. For some reason, I don't believe you. I think you can understand why I wouldn't believe that, but I don't believe that these are real games. Yeah, we got to change names. If Austin loses a second time, he's got to be Austin TV, and I got to be Sparx Farmer, because he's not living up to the name. Don't tell him I said that. Having farmer in your name doesn't make you a good farmer. I mean, he's got more experience than I do, that's for sure. I think, you see, the other thing is the last game, like, didn't end very well. It definitely got wrecked by a bad mod. I'm curious to see, now that we're on a more even playing field and, like, we don't have any mods that could potentially break the playthrough, we'll see who can pull out the win this time. This new series is definitely a more even competition, that's for sure. What mod broke it? Austin had added it was a not a lumberjack mod. It was like a sawmill mod. And I had a lot of trees that I was trying to get rid of, so I put down a bunch of these sawmills. But the sawmills were not balanced at all, and they were turning not very much wood into a lot of money. I was doing it to get rid of my trees faster so that I could get more equipment. But then they ended up being so good that I was like, oh, I'm just going to keep loading these up. By the time we figured out how broken this mod was, I was halfway to $1 million at that point. And there was no real competition. So we got rid of that mod. And there was no way to save it either. Like, we talked about it that day. We thought of every possible way to reverse the damage the mod had done, but there was nothing. There was no way to fairly put it back to normal. So we just counted it as a learning opportunity, and now we did, we made sure the new one was better balanced, really. James, thank you for the follow on Twitch, by the way. Welcome in. You should do live with Austin. We do one every single week on Thursday. So if you're here on Thursday, you'll see it. What I would probably do, if you don't want to miss that, is go follow Twitch, so that you get an actual notification, and it will literally say streaming with Austin Farmer when we go live on Twitch. So put Twitch on your phone, go follow on Twitch, and then you can even still watch on TikTok if you wanted to, but just use it for the notifications at the very least, so it'll tell you when we're doing that stream, if you don't want to miss it. Okay, and we'll just finish this headland and we'll be set. Austin Farmer's better than this? He has to prove it. He's got to prove it now. It's not looking good. Thankfully, we don't give out trophies. We should do a trophy. That'd actually be kind of sick. Let's get a trophy made, chat. Back over here. Right here. There we go. Okay, this one is done. So let's take a look at these yield numbers and just see what direct drilling actually did for our yields. Give me 1 second. Don't click that link of that bot. That's gonna get you hacked for sure. Don't touch that. I don't even think I can delete it, can I? We can't. I can block it, but that's about it. Yeah, don't. If somebody ever sends a link in chat, do not click it. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Austin fakes good deals and mows 1 foot by 1 foot lots for $500. He plays differently. He's telling a story, right? Like, his videos are telling a story. I'm going for efficiency, but it's probably less, like, entertaining from a story perspective. Okay, so we came in at 114% yield potential, and we're at 104% yield. That's not likely to change. Some of this does need a little more nitrogen, but man, why does it need more nitrogen? That's so strange. Here, take a look at that. Huh. Is that just the soil types? Oh, it's the soil types. That's why. I was like, why is the nitrogen so weird on this? But it's just the soil types. Okay. And then this one is also getting seeded with this. So we're good to go and put this in there as well. Do you mute the comment before blocking it on TikTok? It gets rid of the comment. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know that. That's actually really, really handy. Okay. And I'm going to put in 2 headlands. I don't necessarily need to use them, but we'll put in 2 like that. You know what? We're still basically on this one, so why not? We'll start with this. Oh, that looks a lot cleaner. Look at that. That looks good. Do you have a mount for your controller? Yes. I just bought a couple of cheap ones on Amazon, but there is actually some Thrustmaster ones if you want to buy them at the same time. It should be automatic. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Sparx. Aren't tram lines automatic? Tram lines are automatic with precision farming, but they won't line up to your sprayer per se. So I think they default to 33 meters apart and they automatically go in. In fact, I think I messed this up because I still haven't set tram lines right. This is a 21 meter tram line. So I had this set up from last time. Tram lines. So this adds another one. I'm going to leave it at 21 meters. Now this one, tram lines 21. It'll remember from last time. So if you didn't buy a new seeder, you're good. Yeah, that adds another line as well. So we go 21 there. And then this one, 27. Just so I don't forget, I got to put 21 meter lines on there now. And then if I remember, great. If not, all good. But yes, you do have to sort of do it yourself, depending on your current situation. Currently harvesting spinach. Good luck, dude. I hate harvesting spinach. I think, Shmuel, people always say... I mean, Kinlog's my favorite, but people always say Saxlinum is their favorite UK map. So if you haven't played that one yet, I would give that one a shot. Use the field equipment Field Sailor in this. Are you using the field equipment Field Sailor? What the heck does that mean? I've never heard those words in my life before. I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Don't worry, we'll beat Austin. We'll beat Austin. That's on Thursday though. Is spinach any good? I mean, yeah, I don't think you should worry about that. A lot of people play this game and they spend the whole time worrying about like what the most efficient crop is and how to make the most amount of money, and then they just farm the same crap every single save. What makes a good crop is the fact that you haven't done it before. If there's a crop you've never touched, do it, because you're gonna have a good time with that. I don't think you have to worry about what the most lucrative is. At the end of the day, the best farming sim players are the ones that know how to make money on any crop. And it's a process of figuring it out. Like, I don't know how to make the most amount of money on poppies, but I'm farming poppies because part of my enjoyment of this game is finding that out. I want to know, like, I want to get that information, if that makes sense. I want to, that little bit of research and testing and stuff is a really big part of the game for me and a really big part of my, my enjoyment personally. Is this going to leave white tram lines? It might. I want to see if the tram lines go in here. I want to see if that leaves white tram lines or not. So we've got automatic seeder rate, crop sensor on, tram line width 21 meters. So I think we're good. Automatic application rate. Yeah, it should be going in. It's just hard to tell until we actually see the stuff start to grow. Sparx, if you're given the chance for free to drive a rally car IRL, would you take it? And what car would you do it in? Yes, 100%. Yes, I would. I would like to drive... Man, where would I want to drive? I don't think I'm too picky on where I'd want to drive. But yes, I would like to drive the current model of the Yaris that Toyota has in the WRC or the i20. I think the i20 would be sick too. Where would I want to drive it is the question. I don't think it matters that much. I think I'd like somewhere not too dangerous because I don't have that much experience, right? So I wouldn't want to be in like Catamarca. But I don't think I'd like to do Kenya. Kenya looks like a hard rally. Somewhere fun. I don't know. Poland. Poland I think would be cool. I know there's not a WRC stage currently in Poland, but Poland would be sick. Estonia is a pretty sick set of stages. Very fast. Relatively forgiving. Like it's pretty wide. I think it'd be good as a beginner. Yeah. I-20. I'm gonna say Yaris in Estonia, I think would be really good. Baja, Mexico. No, I don't really like that style of rally. That's more like rally trucks. I'm talking like rally cars. How'd you make the autopilot lines invisible? It's just a setting in the GPS settings actually when you set it up. Are you still at that field? No, this is a different field. So we just finished that one there. Now we're planting this one. So this was the full cultivation. So now we're planting this one and then we'll do the shallow cultivation and see where that brings us. I am going to have to roll all three just for testing purposes, but Japan would be cool, but yeah, I think Japan would be really tough. I also would like to do a dirt stage if I had the opportunity. I don't think I would do a asphalt stage. I think it's a little less fun than the dirt. There's something fun about ripping around all-wheel drive in gravel instead of asphalt. I would still like the chance to do it, but probably dirt more than asphalt. No way Sparx mentioned my home country. What, Estonia? Yeah, the rallies up there, Latvia, Estonia. I don't know if there's anything in Lithuania, but like that's some nice rally up that way. I think that would be really fun. Or Italy would be good too. I think there's a lot of cool rallies in Italy, and those would be fun. Those are a little more dangerous probably, but still be cool to do. Never did Ford made this big of tractor? Oh, they didn't. Ford never made this size of tractor. They contracted Versatile to make them a tractor of this size, and then they painted them with the classic Ford livery. So technically, Ford didn't make this size of tractor. This did exist, like this exact thing exists, but it's a repainted Versatile 1156. That Ford. I don't even know how they sold them. Like I don't know if Versatile sold them or if Ford offered them and just bought them from Versatile. I really don't know how it works. A couple onboards makes Olympus look reasonable to try. Olympus look reasonable to try? Greece is tough rally, dude. I don't know. I feel like reasonable is the wrong word. It would be fun, but you're risking your life rallying in Greece. That would be a tough go, dude. Those are some insane stages. Same with like Monty. I think that looks really fun, but I like my life too much to rally over there. In Lithuania, 300 lake rally. Those lake rallies seem okay. I could mess around with those. Do you have interactive controls installed? What's that? What's interactive controls? Does that make it so you can like press the buttons and the dials in the cab? That'd be kind of cool. That's one thing this game could do. And the problem is I wouldn't use them so much, right? Like you could make it so you can press the buttons and stuff in the cab, but I wouldn't use them that much. I'd probably just end up using the sim gear. I mean, maybe if you were playing mouse and keyboard, it could be a little more fun. But I guess if you've got like a joystick and stuff, then you're probably not going to touch that much. In video games, Greece scares me, but the new AC Rally Greece is so fun. I haven't played it yet. I haven't played it. Pikes Peak, nah. Hill climb, I don't really have a lot of interest in hill climb. Cars like that don't really get me that excited. I think they're so weirdly specialized. I think it's way more fun to pick up a car that is a little more multi-role and make it do what you want to do rather than purpose building a car to do exactly that kind of race. I think it's more fun to take other cars and make them do that thing. Like, that's why F1 doesn't excite me that much. You got all of these engineers spending millions of dollars to build the perfect F1 car. By the time you're driving it, it's just like, I don't know, it doesn't seem that exciting. I feel like F1 races are won in the garage, not with the driver. There's obviously still incredible drivers out there, but it just seems like the differences in the cars make such a huge difference that I would hate to be a really good driver and end up in with a team that just doesn't have a good car. Whereas rally, like, the cars they've got differences, but they're so similar. And that, like, in that environment, it doesn't really matter that much. I think that's way more exciting, you know? Gymkhana or Climbkhana? Neither. None of those things really interest me, honestly. Or Rallycross. I don't think Rallycross is that cool. It's fun to learn, but Rallycross is, I don't know. Circuits are just not that exciting. Takes good drivers to not turn the F1 car into an F1 airplane, but it is about the mechanics because they're all good drivers. Yeah. And like I said, there is better drivers, but usually the teams with the best cars end up being able to afford the best drivers. So, like, you end up with both if you build a good enough car. Pikes Peak is scary. That is true. That is a freaky run, dude. I don't have a favorite tractor brand. I don't care about tractor brands personally. I just kind of go with whatever works the best, you know? F1 is one in the rules interpretation. You know what? Historically, that has been true for many, many different motorsports. But yes, it really is who can bend the rules the hardest. Especially, I think it's always, I was going to say especially lately. F1 has always been like that. Whoever can bend the rules the hardest to make a car that is technically barely allowed seems to come out on top. But I mean, that's cool. Like, if I was an engineer, I would think that was the greatest motorsport in the world. Like, a motorsport that is so highly controlled that it's the engineers that make the biggest difference. Like, that would be the coolest motorsport ever. If I was an engineer and not a driver, I can respect that. But I feel like the motorsports where it's about the driver, and rally is definitely where that comes out the hardest. That's the most interesting to me. I don't think there's a motorsport where the skill of the driver comes out more than rally. Rallycross as well. Like, I think that definitely, those cars are also quite, like, I'm not sure the differences make that much of a difference compared to the driving. Or like, see, dirt's a really great equalizer for vehicles because it kind of blurs the performance of the vehicles a little bit. There's a lot of chance and there's a lot of reaction required for the driver. As soon as you get onto asphalt, then it cleans it up so much that the performance of the car, like 1-2% increases in the performance of the car, really start to make a difference. I mean, for a sport grounded on innovation, they are very controlled in how they can make the car. But that's what like encourages the innovation, because we've kind of got to this point where anybody can make an infinitely fast car, you know? Like, we know how to make cars like that. So having a motorsport where it puts you into these really tightly controlled restrictions, and you have to innovate within those restrictions, really does lead to some genius engineering. Like, I think a lot of people see that and they're like, oh, they're restricting the engineer by putting all these restrictions in the cars. We know how to make infinitely fast cars, you know? That's a solved issue. Now it's how do you make a high performance car that can only use a very specific type of gas tank, a specific size of gas tank. How do you make it without like, we know how to change the aerodynamics of an F1 car to make it way more aerodynamic, but how do you do that in a way that fits into the restrictions is innovation, I think. Hi, Clouds. How's it going? Welcome in. What map would you recommend for console? Any of the base game maps are fantastic. Finally finished harvesting the spinach. That was torture, dude. This used to be a spinach field. It was like 4 hours to harvest. We got rid of this one real quick. It was a nightmare. We would typically start it on one stream and finish it the next stream. Never did rallycross, but did some track days and autocross in my Focus RS. That's pretty cool. On dirt, Charlie. Street versions of rally cars are the best car. I fully agree with that. Street versions of rally cars are the best cars. Like, street versions of track cars are cool, but if you live where I live, you can't really drive it as much as you'd like to. If you lived in California, having a track car or a street version of a track car is sick. In Alberta, you gotta drive your track car on the pothole covered roads for 3 weeks out of the year. Sounds terrible. I want a rally car that you could drive all year round and enjoy driving the whole time, you know? Take the motors out of new cars and put old school engines in them. I would go the other way. I'd put new engines in old school cars. It's not like old school engines were that interesting, you know? They sounded good, but like, they weren't great engines compared to what we have now. If anything, I like the idea of taking modern engines and putting them in old chassis, or even just taking like old bodies and modernizing everything else so you get the safety and the performance of a modern vehicle, but you get that look of a retro car. I like that. There's a few companies now taking retro cars and fitting them as electrics. And that's sick. I don't think electric cars have to look as ugly as they do. I think that's part of the reason why car guys are so whiny about electric cars, is because they're ugly. They're not good looking cars. And I know they're meant to be sold to, they're not meant to be sold to car guys. They're meant to be sold to everyday drivers at the end of the day. And that's why they look the way they do. But I think you get more people on with electric cars if you actually made them look good and not stupid. I don't know why the trap lines aren't visible in the field. That is making me a little bit nervous. But hopefully they come out, because yeah, it's freaking me out a little that I can't see them. The other one is a different type of cultivation, so I think that's why. Did someone make an electric Hellcat? Dodge made an electric Hellcat. Well, I don't know if it's an electric Hellcat. It's an electric Challenger, but I don't know if it's an electric Hellcat. Because Hellcat's the engine that they put in there, is it not? Anyways, yes, they did make one. I actually saw one in real life the other day. They're sick. They're kind of taking that like older, like they're kind of blending the look of electric vehicles with established sports cars. I think that's cool. That is something else. It's not quite like retro style electric cars, but that's somebody who gets what electric cars should look like. Or Hyundai. Not a huge fan of Hyundai in general, but those electric cars that they've been making, those do look really good. Like that's what you want them to look like. Sparx, if you had a chance, what dirt bike would you choose and which? I don't know anything about dirt bikes. I have no interest in dirt bikes. I don't really have much of an interest in motorcycles in general. I grew up like quadding and we had a side-by-side, but I never really enjoyed that at all. That's a more showy motorsport. The showy motorsports aren't really for me. So like anything with jumps, I'm not really big into. Any drifting, I'm not really big into drift events just because they're like, you know, they're just very showy. I go for performance, speed. I want speed and staying alive to be the only priorities at the end of the day. The only thing that's wrong with newer motors, harder to work on, we used to take a motor completely apart and put it back together in 5 hours. Which, like, for somebody who wants to do that, I'm sure that's lovely. But, like, you do have to remember the average driver doesn't do that. WC has jumps and drifts. Yeah, no, it's got power slides. You're not drifting for looks, for points. And the jumps, you're just trying to survive. So it's got those things. But the idea is to do them quickly and stay alive and keep your cars together. Monster trucks, cool to watch. I wouldn't be interested in driving a monster truck though. Like it's kind of just cool to see big trucks, big loud trucks do jumps and smash stuff. But like, I wouldn't go out of my way to see, you know, Monster Jam or whatever it's called these days. Orca, thank you for the tier 3 sub for 28 months, by the way, dude. Welcome in. How you been? Yeah, we went a couple of times as kids, and it was cool to see, but I don't think I get the hype for those. WRC has barrel rolls? Well, optimally not, but yes, sometimes. If you ever went to see Isle of Man in the UK, well, I've never been to the UK, but I have seen videos of Isle of Man. That looks nuts. That, if I was like going to be into anything motorcycle related, Isle of Man would be probably the closest to what I'm interested in. You'd like to skydive? I'd like to skydive. I'm down for that. No, not Dakar. I think the thing I like about rally is the skill of keeping the car in a very, very narrow situation. Dakar's about maintaining the vehicle, navigating on a macro scale. And that's not quite what I'm interested in. Like that puts a little more endurance into the mix. That's not really what I like. For me, it's risk management and teamwork that I like about conventional rally. Looking at the mechanism, I got my thumb shattered a few weeks ago. I am amazed I still have it. Oh, you shattered your thumb? Did you tell us about this, dude? Monster truck enthusiasts have the same energy as WWE. Well, do they? No, because like some WWE fans genuinely think it's real, which is concerning. Monster trucks are real. Like, it is a show that they're putting on. It's not like a race, it's a show. But there's WWE people that think it's real. I think these are real people, dude. Yes, I did mention it once. Man. Well, glad you still have your thumb. That'd be a crazy one to lose, dude. They have races in Monster Jam. That'd be a little bit more interesting. Are they terribly predetermined, or are they genuine races? Like, are people actually racing and nobody knows who's gonna win? Or is it WWE style where it's a fight? They're pretty sick in person. I think that'd be kind of cool. NASCAR, I don't get. I don't understand NASCAR. NASCAR is kind of like F1 fans too, where people care more about the drivers and the drama and stuff like that than they actually care about the races and the cars, which is very strange. NASCAR fans are a strange bunch. I do not understand the way they interact with their motorsport. But I also don't really understand NASCAR, so I'm kind of an outsider. Like, I don't really see that. I don't really know why people are interested in it. Just the way they talk about it on the internet is a lot like F1 fans, where they talk more about drivers and drama than they talk about racing cars, which is weird. Google Australian Fincade dirt races. Desert race happened about a month ago. That sounds kind of interesting. NASCAR fans care about the beer and now loud noises more than anything. I mean, that's okay too. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If the reason you're going to watch a motorsport is to, just drink and listen to fast cars, I think that's sick. There's nothing wrong with that. Sounds like a good time. I don't like NASCAR enough to do it, but like, if you're just like unapologetically racing like that, or going to those races because that's what you like, I don't see anything wrong with that, dude. On real quick. Vince, thank you for the 3 streak, by the way. For the UK, and I've only just started watching bull and horse rodeos. It looks sick. That's the kind of thing people like around here. They are cooler in person than they sound. I remember thinking like rodeos sound lame, and then going and being like, no, that's actually sick as hell. So I get the hype. WEC IMSA has become my favorite racing to watch because they try to make the cars competitive no matter the build diffs, and it produces good racing. WEC. What's WEC?
Just redeemed be a VIP.
Oh my, what? Satan! A VIP redeem? Oh my god, I did not see this coming. That is crazy. Satan is our latest VIP on Twitch with a how much? 570,000 channel point redeem. Holy crap, dude. All right, slash VIP. Username at the Satan. Holy, look at that. It's done, Satan. Well done. Kind of random time to do it, but hey, here we go. No, you gotta do it. You gotta do it because there's other people that are close, and if you don't want to wait, then it's you gotta do it now, dude. That's nuts. All right, let me go move this. This is bits and cheering. So I have to put the price up as soon as it happens, otherwise somebody else can redeem it. Oh, this is the wrong spot. Oh, it's in. Hold on. Power ups to channel points is what I'm looking for, not bits. Power ups to channel points and via VIP edit up to 580,000 points. Oh, did I do that? How many zeros? 4 zeros. Okay. 580,000 channel points. Satan, congratulations, dude. That is an insane achievement. Well done. Well done on that amount of screen time. That is concerning. But seriously, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Yes, you got to time him out as well. Mods, get him out of here. Time him out before he gets all sappy. Satan, seriously, well done. It's Damney. Thank you for the follow on oh, I think it's Adam. Adam, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate that as well. Welcome to the VIP club. That's true. And also make sure you open a ticket in the Discord to get that added to Discord as well, so that you get your Discord VIP too. 13,000. You got 13,000 to go. Oh, you were close. You were a few days off then. That's nuts. Or do you mean 130,000? Do you mean 13,000 or 130,000? Because if you were 13,000, you were like a couple of days off before it got raised, which is also wild. That going? That's going. All right. That is the last pass on this one. And then this field is done too. See how we're doing for amounts. We're just about out of fertilizer. It's a really good thing I checked that. That one is nearly done here. 252 liters of fertilizer. So the other one should be able to do it in one batch, but that was a little too close. How much horsepower is that Ford? 470, I think, for this one. For the price, it's not bad actually. Could I screenshot my settings? It won't help you, to be honest, because it will look totally different in your save, like on your PC and with your setup. So I could, but honestly, it would be entirely meaningless information for you. People ask about that for graphic settings as well, and it just doesn't. It just won't help you at all, truthfully. Emil, thank you for the follow on TikTok as well. Was 2,250 away. Dang, that's like 2 days. That is great. Actually, you might be able to do that in one day. That's nuts. When are you adding the VIPs to the T3 lounge and Discord? Nope, those are separate things. Those are separate things. We do have to do a VIP lounge probably, but tier 3 is tier 3 and VIP is VIP. Yeah, let me just get this reloaded and then we'll go take a look at the we'll go take a look at our yield there too. See if we're any better or worse. I feel like that's gonna be a better field than the last one. I'm hoping. I guess we should move over just a touch here. Don't want to be too close to the middle of the road. Not that there's any cars here, but that's fine. What map are you playing? This is Nadenthal. Nadenthal, Manitoba. Chat, we got about 30 minutes until the new game. I didn't realize what time it was, but we're 30 minutes away from the new game. If you haven't done it yet, please go vote in the Discord. Holy, 91 votes already today. If you haven't voted yet, go to the Discord, go to the announcements channel, and click something on that poll. Whatever you want, put your votes in right now. We have Cheap Car Repair, Ore Factory, and Barn Finders. 3 new games that we haven't touched before. And you guys are picking which one we're playing at the end of stream today. So go take a look. We got about 30 minutes before we move over. Cheap Car Repair is winning right now. I think that's the one I'm most excited about. But we'll see if that changes it all. Yeah, there you go, Orca. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah, check. Don't let me forget to check the yield before we move on to the next field. I'll compare. I will roll it too, but we'll check it before and after we roll. Oh, we're gonna need more fertilizer. What is that over there? Oh, that's lime. Grab that. Don't think we'll need more seeds because, oh, did we refill with seeds? We did, didn't we? Okay, we're gonna do 1 pallet of seeds, 2 bags of fertilizer, because even if we don't put all the fertilizer in now, it will we can fill it up after. So 2 bags of fertilizer and we'll just do 1 of those pallets of seeds. Should be able to fit those both in by the time we finish this field. That's a big tractor, dude. This thing rocks. Okay, seeds are in. Top up on this stuff. You should come up with a channel redeem that's a bit expensive so I can spend my points. Treats for Petunia is always on cooldown. That's going to be the Petunia cam. That's what I want the Petunia cam to be. I still haven't found a bot that could take channel point redeems. I could probably do it with bits already, but I really want it to be something that the VIPs and stuff could use all their channel points on. So I just want to set it up all at once. Plus I could set it up to work with bits, but then I have to set it up again whenever I figure out channel points. So I'm just doing it all with channel points. Okay. That one's ready to go. Let's go check yield. So we have to be careful with like basically soil types. So yeah, we could compare the bottoms of the fields. We go here. So right here, being very weird. We've got an expected yield of 103 and a potential yield of 114. On this one, we have an expected yield of 108 and a yield potential of 114. So the difference between direct drill and cultivating has only given us a 5% increase in yield. Not even, a 4% increase in yield. And no increase in the yield potential. Now we'll roll that and see what happens. But we actually really didn't see a change in the potential. We're going to check this stuff here, this clay. 5% is not worth spending an extra 40 minutes on the field. So this one in the clay, it kind of bounces around a little bit, but it's generally, why is it so different? Small changes in it for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Basically 79 and 85. Well, let's just run around a little bit, see what we see most. Yield is all over the place. Generally 72 to 79 and 85% yield potential. This one is solid 79%. So again, about a 5% increase in the yield. Is there one more soil type in here? There is, right at the top there. Let's just go take a look at that. We'll get into regular loam here. 108% as expected. We must be running on the tram lines or something, and that's why it's being weird. And this one, 94% and 100% yield. I don't have a comparison here because I don't have that type of soil. I don't have that type of soil here. If I purchase this soil information, will it go away? It still thinks there's a field here. I don't think it will. No, it knows it's not there. Okay. So far, the full cultivation only got us 5% compared to drilling without cultivating. That's not worth it at all. That's totally not worth 5%. Now we'll see. See, the benefit is probably the weeds, but this is still going to get weeds. I still have to spray this. So I haven't saved any time. Get a 5% more yields. I have to roll stones because it pulls the stones up. And frankly, that will be a big deal because if this didn't get any stones for drilling, and if there's no increase in yield for rolling, then why would I roll? Why would I waste that time? Then just drilling and harvesting is going to be like the way to go. That's crazy. Sparx, I didn't know that clover you cut with a mower like grass, you can even feed it to goats. Yes, and alfalfa as well, if your map has it. Is goats and silage a good start in Farms of 25? What's a better one? No, that sounds like a good start. Goats and not silage. I'd just do goats and grass. And then you could silage your extra grass and sell it. But yeah, that's a great start, actually. Beat the Vaughn, I told you like 5 streams ago, cultivating makes no sense. You know I have to test it myself. It's not that I don't believe you, but I always test it myself. And see what we get. So then I wonder, does our score go up? Score's good. 198, 98. Will it tell me why it's not that high? We'll go like this. I don't think that shows us anything about our, no, it doesn't. It doesn't show us anything about our, what do you call it? That came up at 99. So that got cultivated. So you can still hit 100 while cultivating. So not a big deal. Yeah, so there's like no reason to cultivate. At least not with poppies. Now, I think that would change a lot for something like corn. And honestly, maybe after these poppies, we should do corn just to see. To make sure I got the right stuff. Steering assist, and I just need to make sure we got 21 meter tram lines. Yeah, we're good. So I wonder if we should do corn next and see how that changes for corn, because poppies probably don't root deep enough to matter, but corn is going to make a difference. Root crops are going to make a difference. I don't want to do any more root crops, that's for sure, but corn would let us test that. But yeah, primitive, I'm sure you did tell me, but I like to test that stuff myself. Spirit box, where? Oh, I'm wearing a Spirit box shirt. I was like, this isn't Spirit box. I thought you were talking about the music. I'm like, this is definitely not Spirit box. I gotcha. I was not looking at myself. Tell Lewis and Emil, thanks for the follows on TikTok, guys. I appreciate that. Crazy how you started this map with hand tools. Isn't that nuts? Like, we start with hand tools and now we're on this machine right here. That's wild, dude. I love that. Precision farming has been a good thing to learn. Honestly, I doubt I'll ever go back to regular farm sim now that we do precision farming. I think it gives a lot of the tools more use. It does take away the need for plow. Well, no, because now plows are basically to make new fields. So we do still have a reason to use plows at the end of the day. It's not, it just gives other stuff a reason to be used. I like it. I like precision farming. I think this is a new standard for me. I would imagine most maps we see now will be precision farming. The only thing we might do is, like, if a new crop comes out, like if a new DLC comes out, let's say end of the year, they add a new industry, I'll probably do it without precision farming just because I like to see how the base game crops actually work. I made one playthrough with hand tools and it's enough. I agree with that. Hand tools were really cool. But after we've done 2 playthroughs with hand tools, I think that's probably enough hand tools for me. Like, we did one with Austin. This one started with hand tools. I think you experience it once and it's good enough. There's no need to do it on every save. That being said, though, I'll probably have it on every save. Like, I'll probably keep the hand tools on every save, and then if I have an idea where I'm like, oh, I have this little piece of land, what am I gonna do? I'll just garden something, you know? I'll just do something small, do a small carrot patch or something like that. Hand tools would be nice for that. Even with precision farming, I still plow fields after every harvest to stop the weeds. That's crazy, Snape, because you're missing out, like, on your environmental score. And the environmental score gives you a bonus to everything that you sell. Every single thing that you sell gets a bonus from your environmental score. I would just flatten the rocks instead of plowing. I definitely see where you're coming from, though. Or the weeds, sorry. I would spray the weeds, but I used to do the same thing. I plow all the time just because it's like no weeds. Skip that step. Sure, it takes a little longer to plow, but then you get maximum yields. You get no weeds. Like, that was worth it. Precision farming, I think the extra money that you get for not plowing is worth going after, you know? Why don't you lift the cedar? What are you talking about? I did lift the cedar. This cedar lifts like an inch above the ground. It doesn't really look like much. The hand tool forklift is also really nice. I agree. That actually saves a ton of time in new saves. Hey, look. See where it stops? That's a lift. We are gonna do skip lines though, just because it's way more efficient. Oh, you just double skip. We might. Nope, that's a single skip. Man, this thing is huge. No, you're good, Midas. Don't worry about it. I'll make one with horses or buffalo tools if someday they do it. Wait, with horses or buffalo? Oh, like if you can pull tools with horses. Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm sure we might see a mod like that someday. Or maybe a DLC would be cool. Do you think people would like that as a DLC? If they added horse-drawn equipment, do you think people would be willing to pay for that as a DLC? Or do you think people would generally hate that? I know a lot of people wouldn't use it. People barely use like the small tractors in the game, let alone horses. I'd pay for that though. Favorite mod? Favorite mod? Favorite mod. Either the like used equipment yard. I really like that. I think that's a lot of fun. Or hand liftable consumables. I think that's good too. Most people wouldn't use it. No, I don't think most people would use the horse-drawn equipment. Most people don't even use the small tractors. They go straight to, not even this. Most people don't even use this. They go straight to the biggest equipment they can get in the game, and that's how they play. Yeah, that's true. Next gen farm sim with new engine gonna be lit. Next gen, do you think they'll upgrade the engine? Because they did a new version of the engine in this farm sim. They didn't between the previous two, but there was less time between those. You think they'll do a new Giants engine for the, not a new one, but a new version? Probably, with 3 years in between. It depends on what they need to add to. Like if they feel like they're at the limits of this version of the engine, obviously they'd have to work on that. But if not, I mean, they might feel like they could still add more to this one. If they need to add mud or something like that, though, I feel like it'll be a new full version. Farmstead comes tomorrow, dude. Hell yeah, that'll be good. How long do we have until the vote? 15 minutes until the new game, chat. We got 15 minutes. We have 97 votes in there. If you haven't voted, make sure you go do it right now. Just in the announcements channel and Discord. We got 97 votes in right now. So far, Cheap Car Repair is barely winning. That usually means Barn Finder is going to come up next week as well, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. 98 votes. There you go. Multiplayer with threshing machines and pitching bundles would be cool. Threshing machines and pitching bundles. What do you mean? Like old-timey equipment? Is that what you're talking about? So you could kind of do it. Well, no. There's kind of with the swather. You've got the swather, and then you could configure a combine for threshing. That's about the closest you get. Is the farm stick easy enough to get used to? Yeah, it is. It is all just practice. Like you just plug it in, and then you get used to the buttons that are in there. There's nothing really that special for. I think you really have to know. If you use it, you'll get good at it. As with anything, like, you know, the more of these types of games I play, the more simulators I get into, the more I realize that everything is just practice. Everything in your entire life is just practice. Like, I spent a lot of time learning to fly helicopters in Arma over the last couple of weeks. And when I started, I was genuinely so bad, I could not keep it in the air for 10 seconds. And now, just as a relaxing thing at the end of the night, 2 weeks later, I'm just like slinging tanks under a Chinook and ripping them 100 kilometers away without even thinking about it. It's just relaxing now. Just for a couple of weeks of practice, I genuinely think with enough, you could just do whatever you want. Yesterday, I was flying in Microsoft Flight Sim. All assists off. I was flying a Cessna 172 for the first time. Again, same thing. Could barely get it off the ground. Couldn't land it without exploding in a fireball. 4 hours later, you land no problem. It's such a good feeling. That's what I like about Sims. It's just such a nice feeling to practice something and learn and get good at it. Duck, thank you for the follow on Twitch, by the way. Welcome in. Do you ever do saves as in... Oh, wait. Do you ever do saves as in do a farm with friends? We've done saves with my dad and my brother before, and that was a lot of fun. I don't really play a lot of farm sim outside of stream because I don't want to get sick of farm sim outside of stream. So I have to kind of make myself not play. If we haven't done a logging save in a while, sometimes I'll do like my own logging save, but now I'm kind of thinking maybe one of our upcoming saves will have some logging in it. And so I haven't been doing that. We do a save with Austin Farmer every week. It's a competition save, but it's, you know, it's a multiplayer save. Yeah, I guess we do have one going at the moment. Do you have any advice for an extreme budget Farmstead 25 sim? See, the problem is Farm Sim 25 just doesn't keep up with the kind of stuff an extreme budget could do, right? Like, with an extreme budget, you could do a direct drive wheel, which is a more expensive style of force feedback, and it lets you swap cooler wheels on. Well, Farm Sim doesn't have direct drive. You could buy some more expensive pedals, but it doesn't have pedal feedback. Like, you could grab like an active pedal that lets you feel the road, but Farm Sim won't do anything with that. It'll just feel like a normal pedal. You could grab a $2,000 joystick, replica joystick, and use that, but Farm Sim, I mean, is not precise enough for that to feel good. You know, like, Farm Sim doesn't really encourage the use of really expensive gear, unfortunately. What I would do is figure out everything you ever want to sim. If you genuinely just want to play Farm Sim, I think a direct drive wheel at the maximum so you can put different wheels on your base. And a joystick of any type. And at least 3 pedals so you have a clutch and a shifter. Good enough. But you could build a way nicer sim if you wanted to do other stuff. So, like, I've got flight sim stuff built into my sim. I buy gear that's overkill for Farm Sim, but it's great for racing. If I ever want to do some racing sims or some trucking sims, like, you could do that kind of thing. And just kind of overbuild it. It'll be overbuilt for Farm Sim, but it'll feel really good for other stuff, you know? Oh, you mean an extremely low budget? Oh, okay. When you said extreme budget, I thought we were talking like a $50,000 setup here. Extremely low budget? Give me a number. Give me a number and I'll tell you. When's the Hatan revisit? Oh, it's been a year. We can go back now at any point. The reason I wasn't revisiting Hatan is because I wanted the achievement where you visit a farm after a year of not touching it. But I think it's been a full year now. So let me check the date since we last opened it, and then I can take you guys back to Hatan and show you. Juo, thank you for the hydrate, by the way. I appreciate that. Was it you against Austin on the first to a million challenge? Yes, it was. Did you see that video? Yeah, that was me and Austin. That was such a fun playthrough, dude. And we streamed that. So I guess you probably missed the stream for that series. But we're actually working on another one right now. And we've been streaming it every Thursday. We've done, I think, this week, I think will be the 8th episode. And yeah, we streamed them live, actually. Brilliant video. Loved it. Dude, the editor did such a good job on that. That editor took 50 hours of footage and turned it into an hour-long video, and I think it was good start to finish. They killed it. It's only been a year since Hatan. Yeah, it's been a year since we finished Hatan. Little over a year. Because Farm Sim came out in November, and we played Hatan Pantai until May, I believe. Because we put like 450 hours into that save. It was insane, dude. Check and revisit Hatan before the new game if it has been a year. We will, 100%. Have you tried the new purple cotton candy Alani? I have. It's okay. I like it better than some of the other flavors, but I think for me it's still Hawaiian shaved ice, then peach, and then there's one. I never remember which one it is. It's not the cosmic one, and it's not the blue raspberry one. But there's one that kind of has like a plum flavor to it that I think is really good. I think Pumps and Hoses will be re-released for Farm Sim 25. No, I don't. I think we might see it as a mod, maybe, but I'm not keeping my hopes up. What is this? This is AI, right? Oh, this can't be a real person. I don't think this is a real person. This sounds like butt, dude. Holy. That's also not going to be good. Are we on like the AI side of Spotify or what nonsense is going on here? Hold on. I'm turning this off. Hold on. I gotta switch this. This is horrendous, dude. Anything else? Anything else? Oh, I cannot stand that AI music sound. It's like a hissing sound. I don't know why AI music hisses. How have they not fixed that yet? God, that's gross. Sorry. Cherry slush is good too. Peach is my favorite. Cherry's okay. Cherry's okay. I find cherry is hit or miss. Opinion on Moza wheels. Moza is up there in terms of my favorite wheel manufacturers. They're doing good work. Their pricing could be a little more competitive. I think they know that they have some really cool stuff on the market and they don't need to go cheaper. So I would like to see some movement on their pricing a little bit, but generally they're making some good stuff. Tried Ghost for the first time last month. It was terrible. Sour Patch Kids Blue Raspberry. Couldn't even finish half of it. Yeah, those ones that are like clearly marketed to kids, I think are just not, you know, they're going to be so insanely sweet at the end of the day. Well, let me just check our levels. Holy, we're burning fertilizer, dude. Yeah, I'll have to go get fertilizer before we go back the other way. That's crazy. You've been streaming for 5 hours? Yeah. What do you mean? That means you've been on TikTok for 5 hours. Which is worse. What's worse? You said me streaming for 5 hours or you being on TikTok for 5 hours? It's fine. Listen, let us waste some time. Let us waste some time. I don't have to be productive all the time, okay? Let me live. You on TikTok is worse? That's fine. That's fine. Who's winning the neighbor war? Oh, it's really hard to tell right now, honestly. I don't know who's winning right now. I intentionally took a little bit of a hit on Fence Line Feud because I wanted to get into productions, but to get into productions, I had to put myself behind in the short term. But Austin made some sort of mistake that I think let me do that. I can't remember what it was. Like, he wasn't able to finish a field before a day ended. So I kind of took the opportunity to get into productions. And so we've been a little bit behind in terms of where we were, but the productions are starting to actually output pallets. And so I think my strategy now is going to be to buy a field that is ready to harvest and leverage that into my first tractor. I think that's where we're at. I can't believe we're 8 streams in and we don't have tractors yet, but it's gonna be really satisfying to get the first tractor. It just has to be a powerful enough tractor that it's worth my time. Because I've officially hit that point now where I can't do any more work by hand. Now in that save, from the beginning of the first day to the end of the last day of the month, I barely finish everything I have. And so that means if I want to farm any more land, which I do, I need to get a tractor. Like, for real, I'm at the first time where I need to get a tractor. So I need to figure out how to do it. And I think that's the way to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this production to get enough money to buy my first land, find something that will be worth harvesting,
subscribed with Prime,
harvest it, and then use that money to buy a tractor. Best possible scenario is I do actually find something with peas or spinach or beans so that I can put it in my current production buildings and really leverage it into more money. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Sorry, I just gotta keep an eye on my fertilizer because this is chugging fertilizer, dude. It's insane. Meme, thank you for the prime sub for 22 months. That's insane. Oh my god. Thank you so much. Welcome in. What's a good budget setup for Forza 25? I have a G923. Just get a joystick then. You're good. Keep your G923. Get a joystick and you're set. You're set. That's all you need to do.
Subscribed with Prime.
Yeah, you're actually in really good shape then. Do you only do the challenges on stream or is there videos on YouTube? They're on YouTube as well. Now, they're not edited down yet. So the plan for the current season of Fence Line Feud, every Thursday, we stream it. That stream goes to the VODs channel on YouTube, unedited, full 5-hour stream. And then that video also goes to the editor. So the editor has been, same as the last video, has been editing them down every week as they get them. And then once we're finished the series, the full video will come out the same way Austin released it in the last season. So you can go watch episode by episode if you want to catch up, because I think the playthrough probably has a good 5 to maybe even 10 streams left in it, depending on how fast we get close to $1 million. I don't think it'll hit 10. I think it's probably another 6 streams and we'll be pushing $1 million. So that's... If you want to get caught up in the meantime, just go to the VODs channel and you'll see it in there. But they're just full unedited streams. So it's the kind of thing you'd like put on your side monitor or on your TV or something like that, and just kind of passively watch, because there's probably a good 50 hours of stuff to watch there right now. Absolutely love that. And those kind of videos, you guys are both legends. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know YouTube. Austin's the YouTube guy. I pretty much mostly do Twitch, and Austin doesn't do Twitch. So I'm like kind of learning YouTube in this whole process, and Austin's kind of learning Twitch in this whole process. It's been kind of sick, actually. We've been having a good time with it. Oh, did I miss a question? Sorry, could you resend it? I must have missed somebody's question. What joystick? The Moza one? No. Go with the SimTask Farm Stick. It's, especially on a budget, like Moza's joysticks are not budget joysticks. They seem good, but they're not budget friendly. SimTask Farm Stick is the way to go. If you want super, super cheap and you're on PC, there's some cheaper options, but the Farm Stick is what I would do. You're supposed to go get fertilizer. I have a little bit left. I'm gonna try and burn the rest of this and then go get a little bit more. Is that the Plains of Prairie pack? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's pretty good, actually. Should I get a Moza R3? No, that is actually the Moza wheel that I'm really not a fan of. That's the one where I think the pricing has been not great. I guess I can leave my HUD on so I know when I run out of fertilizer. I think the Moza R3 is priced really poorly. The R5 is a good kit, a good deal. If you want direct drive on console, I'd go with a T598. Get more torque out of it, more compatibility out of it. That's what I would recommend. If you want to go Moza, don't get anything less than the R5. And the R5 is a good deal. Some of their other stuff is like the R9. I don't know if that 4 extra Newton meters is really worth it. It does depend on what you're doing though. As with anything, would I get an R9 for farming sim? No. Would it work for iRacing? Maybe that would be a little bit better. Why is it making me put a password on? My Xbox says add a password. I don't know. I have a password on my Xbox. You probably should. You probably should. There's so many like hacks and things going around right now. Just put passwords on everything you own, dude. Be smart about it. You bought an R9, and what do you use it for? Yeah, I agree with R5 minimum. What do you use your R9 for? I wouldn't buy it for farm sim, but like I said, if you want something for, you know, iRacing or F1 or something where you're actually using that torque, you'll get that use out of it. So what's your best yield plot? I put lime, then seed, then spray. How's yours when I use poo on top of the seeds? I don't know what my highest yield is yet. We're still testing that. So I can actually tell you, before we switch over to the new game, I will actually tell you. Chat, you have like a minute left to vote on the new game. I think we're probably going to do cheap car repair. But go put your votes in right now. We're at 101 votes in the Discord. Go to the Discord. If you're on TikTok, it's in my bio. If you're on Twitch, it's in chat there. Go to the announcements channel. Put your vote into the new game for the last 30 minutes of stream. And do that right now because we are just about to switch over. But I will also test this real quick. F1, WRC, Farming Sim, Euro Truck, anything I'm driving. Yeah, so you probably use it enough to get that use out of all of that torque. In the context of Farming Sim, I would say no, but for you're obviously using it for the things that actually need that much torque at the end of the day. Can I skip your question again? It definitely either didn't come through or I missed it. Said it again, Juo. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of questions at the moment. Okay. Now, let's see where we came in with this. So this is half cultivation, shallow cultivation. So we need to compare the right soil type. So we're going to go over here. We need to compare loam to loam. And then we're going to run out this way. As long as we have something planted on the loam, we could do this. Havoc, thank you for that follow. R9 is a wrist breaker, yeah. The highest torque I own is 15 Newton meters. And that was the first one I used where I was genuinely concerned about my health. Okay, so so the shallow cultivation, 108 and 114. Deep cultivation, 108 and 114. So both cultivators will get you your extra 4%. This one over here, 4% less than the other two, but these two are identical. There is no difference in precision farming between shallow cultivating and regular depth cultivating. That's wild. And I would expect the same kind of pattern over on this soil type here. Just take a look. Sandy loam, 94 and 100. Yep, 94 and 100. And we should see 94 and 100 on this one right at the top. Just gonna double check. So I do wonder if it's better for certain soil types, maybe. Hold on. Under 94 and 100. That's crazy. 94 and 100. So yeah, it doesn't matter what type of cultivator you use, shallow or full depth. You get that little 5% bonus. Now, direct drilling, I mean, in my personal opinion, and it depends on how crazy you want to get with it, 5% extra yield isn't crazy. You could honestly just drill it in and call it a day. Take that hit on the 4%. I mean, we'll see how it does for weeds. I think the weeds might be a little bit of an issue. The other thing about shallow cultivating is it really doesn't take that long. Like the biggest shallow cultivator is huge. It's this one, 18.3 meters. You'd be done your field in like 10 minutes. I would probably run that for the extra 5% yield, especially on a big field like that. But that is a surprising result. That's a surprising result here. So I sell my G923, and what would you recommend instead of it? I would run it until it breaks, to be honest. I always recommend that for most people. It's just run it until it breaks, Duo. Unless you really wanted to upgrade to something way better, just run it until the pedals give out on you. Wow. So this is very surprising. I think we could probably go for no-till. No cultivating. I don't think there's any reason for us to cultivate, at least for poppies. I would imagine we'd see the same results from most grain crops. Don't cultivate. Just seed it and that's it. Drill it right in. Now, that's going to change depending on the crop. Like if we do corn, we're probably going to want to till it, but that's something we could test next crop. I think we'll run poppies this year, and then next year I think we'll do corn. We'll buy a corn header and we'll do the same test but with corn instead. I think that would be really good. Remember to check Catan before we go. No, we won't check Catan today, but we'll probably go back. Well, I'll see. I don't want to do a tour because I want to actually be able to spend like 30 minutes touring our old save. And we don't have that time today, but I'll go see if that's something we could do next time.